Good Sunday afternoon. Welcome. It's Drop Frames time. We're back. We've got another show. Are we doing a show next week? You guys are both in Vegas. Are you out? Co's shaking his head no. I'm thinking no.
I probably won't make it.
Okay.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I guess I made an ass of you and me by assuming that we wouldn't have a show.
Wait, an ass of you and Co or an ass of you and I?
I think of you, JP, and me. Co.
Can we just agree that you're an ass and then move forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right, great.
Yes, we can.
You cannot make an ass what is already an ass.
Oh.
But
so I was already an ass, and then he made you and himself an ass. So we're all asses.
T-bone.
Am I an ass in this situation?
Butcher's ass.
No, you can see a T-bone by assing a butcher when you take out the.
I understand now. I get it. I understand. It's all very clear. I don't understand that reference at all. Yeah,
no, it's from Tommy Boy.
Oh, it's Tommy Boy. Oh,
yeah.
How? When?
Okay, boy Chris Farley.
When did Tommy Boy come out? Let's have a little guesseroo here.
1990. I'm gonna say 1998.
I'm gonna go with 5.
Am I way off?
1995. That movie's almost. Nice. It's almost 30 years old.
God damn,
man! Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like this show anymore.
Well, okay. Just so you're all hip to the reference, Tommy Boy is played by Chris Farley, who's kind of a dumbass. His dad tells him a joke, and the joke is, "Well, I can get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it." And he fucks it up throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, so many times.
Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that reference. I don't know if I've seen that movie that often though, so I think it's
a lot of people confuse Tommy Boy and Black Sheep because there was a lot of Chris Farley and what was the other guy? Farley
Spade.
And David Spade. They were like a duo and they did a bunch of movies, so a lot of people confuse them. You gotta blend together a little bit.
Do you remember was it American Ninja with Chris Farley?
Oh, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what I remember. That's my Chris Farley. What about Three Ninjas?
Because it was about
the 3 kids.
I don't know why that popped into my head. That movie's probably 40 years old.
Yeah, they're all probably in jail now.
Loved Three Ninjas growing up.
They're probably all in jail.
They're probably all in jail, like the Red Power Ranger.
Oh man. What a weird start to the show. Hey, so Vegas, you guys are going. Zeke, are you going to be? How do you do in Vegas, Zeke? You're a gambling man. I know that you partake in the gambles. Is Vegas a worry destination for you, or is it a pleasant one?
Not really. The thing with Vegas that's different than how people normally gamble. If you're not a Vegas local, that usually means you're going to Vegas with people. You know, you're not going there by yourself. Which means that you'll be doing group activities, and group activities not everybody in your group usually is all about the gambling or anything like that. Like you'll go out, like make a night where everybody's like, let's go gamble. And then most people are done with it when people like me are like, how about we do that every night? Can we do that like every single night?
Guys,
like,
what if we do one more?
No, we got tickets to Penn and Teller. I'm like, all right, but can I gamble afterwards? They're like, yeah, but we're gonna go, dance and have fun and party and stuff. I'm like, well, that's my dancing and partying and having fun. That's me sitting in front of the Sex and the City slot machine going, come on, Samantha.
Sure, yeah, Samantha makes all the money.
Wow,
big gets.
I wonder if they still have those there.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sure they do somewhere. Like,
probably in a corner somewhere, the lonely corner where the lights like flickering above it.
Well, they don't retire them until they're completely out of commission.
Yeah.
Like even the old ass like one-armed bandit machines still find a home in like the older like casinos, because I'm sure like the new hot casinos that have, that are just like have new money and they're fresh and everything like that. They have all the newest machines. And then when they phase out, they ship them to like the next casino down and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then you got places like the outskirts, like the border of Nevada. It's like, you ever driven into Nevada?
No.
You drive into Nevada and immediately it's like mom, pop's bed and breakfast and casino.
Yeah, they start advertising it everywhere.
Every place has a casino.
Yeah.
Or slot machines or whatever. And so that's, I'm guessing that's who gets them, is those places that like, hey, you're done with the Sex and the City machine, it'll do great over here. And it will.
Yeah, it'll do great. Cole, what about you? Are you gonna do any gambling while you're there?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to LA first for a dinner and some stuff, and then Vegas after that. And this is mostly a work thing.
Yeah,
I'm generally a homebody. I've got a bunch of kids and everything I need here. So, but I also am contractually obligated to go to TwitchCon.
Right. Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to seeing Zeke and all the other folks that I know are going out there, and that's definitely the highlight. Doing a few panels. I'm doing it's not all luck. And also, am I too old for this?
Yeah, you're on a panel with my wife, I think.
Yeah. I don't think it's is it the Am I Too Old for This? I don't think so. I think it's the other one, right? It's Not All Luck.
I don't know which one it is, to be honest. It might be the first one that you mentioned, but
yeah,
I just know she mentioned to me like, oh yeah, I'm on a panel with Co.
Cool.
I don't know which one it was.
I can't wait to see her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly a couple panels, the meet and greet, a bunch of just random business and investment meetings, and then hanging out with folks as much as I can.
Cool.
So I don't know if I'll do much gambling. Probably not. If I don't have a thing to do when I'm traveling, this is a full disclosure. If I don't have a thing to do when I'm traveling, and a thing being like going to meet someone or going to a dinner or something like that, I generally just like order room service and chill in my room.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what I do. I don't really like, if I'm solo, I don't like go hit the slots or anything like that. I don't really do that. I'm kind of like Zeke in that regard. I don't if I'm not going there to gamble or anything like that. So
yeah. I definitely am the hotel stayer as well.
Mm-hmm. I don't watch TV, so for me, it's like a whole new world of watching television.
What is this? Drivers, dives, and what is this show all about? Let's see what this is. Guy Fieri's really
Great
good.
British Bake what? What is... They're making... I can watch them make food?
Yeah, they've got an entire network dedicated to improving your house.
Why is that chef berating that man?
Anyways, those are the three shows you watch.
What takes getting used to or reintroducing yourself to is commercials. Remember commercials?
Dude, I think I'm the only person that I have ever met that finds a weird comfort when commercials play on TV. There is no
like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah. It's like I guess it makes me think of my childhood or some shit. Like watching commercials on a Sunday while football's playing. It's the same thing as football. If I hear
advertisers,
background noise,
advertisers are like, yes, go on.
Yeah, I'm the one that got through where it's like it worked on no one else except for me. Because I've never met another person. It's like,
tell us how much you love our advertisement.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a strange thing.
JP, I honestly get that. I do. Yeah, that comfort of commercials. That because it's a novelty now,
Yes, yeah.
It's like, you know what? I haven't seen an ad in a long time. I'm actually kind of like.
I even remember the fame. Do you remember?
People are advertising.
Remember the Great Googly Moogly ad for Snickers?
Oh yeah,
classic.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Bud Light ad where the guys just screamed "What's up" at each other? Classic.
What's that? Oh, dude, yes.
The frogs. Oh, whew, always good. Always good. Now commercials are not that great. Now they're just not. Now it's all just a bunch of Marvel filmed commercials. That's all you get these days. Trailers. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
So Co and JP are introverts and Zeke is a wild man? Yeah, kind of. Zeke kind of bridges the gap between introvert and extrovert. He's like in the middle.
He can shapeshift. I can shapeshift too, but
shapeshift.
His energy levels are much higher than mine. Mine depletes super fast if I shapeshift. It's like,
almost every time I've been in public with Zeke, he's the kind of guy that will stay in one place and people will just start to kind of like gather around him.
Yes.
He's like one of those people. Like some people just make little crowds of people and Zeke's that kind of person. When
Yeah.
he's just kind of loud, and then everyone's around him is laughing, so people just kind of, oh, what's going on over here? And then just hang out there for like, and then the crowd just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, that's how I was in the esports days. It's a great trick. You just don't move. Zeke uses his power in the correct way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No, it reminds me, like, I saw, I don't remember what movie it was, behind the scenes. I think it wasn't Hook, but it was a different Robin Williams film. And the behind the scenes, it showed like Robin Williams start talking to one person, and then eventually he has like 50 people gathered around him, like,
crowd,
and he's like acting like an asshole, like, you know, making everybody laugh and shit like that. And you know what? Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment.
There you go.
Thank you.
I think it was meant as
For
such.
sure. It was, absolutely.
It was meant as such, for sure. Yeah. I'm curious to see, like,
it's funny. That's not only something that I can't pull off. I'm the opposite. When people start to form around me, I'm like, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna just gonna go over here.
How it goes. That's how it goes. I'm very into the TwitchCon demographic. I think is a lot younger than what it once was, and Vegas and under the age of 18 really doesn't. There's not that much to do. You can't really do a lot of things there. So I want to know, like, how that's all going to work. If that's going to be a destination they revisit, or if it's going to be a one and done situation. I really don't know what's going to. Also, how do the IRL streamers? Because you can't film in casinos.
Oh, you can't film in casinos.
So
That's
what
right.
do they?
That's
Are they?
illegal.
Do you walk the strip?
Hang out outside.
And hang out outside.
Go to non-casinos. I mean, these days, Las Vegas is a destination resort town. So I mean, the casinos, of course, are the centerpiece, but there's a lot more to do there than just casinos these days. Although I will say that most of those destination things take place in casinos.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting. Yeah, that will be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah. Very, very curious. We'll see. We'll see how everything shapes up. Is it at the Vegas Convention Center? Do you guys know where it's actually being held?
Yes, I believe it's
is.
the actual Las Vegas Convention Center.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I think so.
Well, we will see.
But also, like, if you've ever been to Vegas, as far as like, you know, live streamers and stuff like that, like, casinos are by and large pretty fucking boring, unless you got like, well, you know, you see on like movies and television shows, like, people gathered around the craps table, like, come on, and everybody, like, huge crowd, and they're like, they're throwing dice and stuff like that. It's like, that's rare.
Yeah.
That
Most of the time,
happen,
it's just sad regulars.
No, yeah, I've been there 3 times. Like, I'm not, I'm by no means a local or anything, but every time I've been there, it's pretty much like people sitting quietly gambling their money.
Yeah.
And like I've played at the roulette's table, I played at the blackjack table and stuff like that. Not, I would say, like, 99% of it is just quietly winning, losing your money. It's not like a party atmosphere most of the time. It's mostly like, yay, or God damn it. Mostly God damn it.
Yeah.
Mostly God damn it.
And a lot of like jingles from all the slot machines. That's what I remember.
Oh man. Yeah.
Very
but
loud.
I will say this,
Very
though.
loud.
As loud as like the loudest casino in Vegas does, like, pales. It is like 4 times less noisy than a pachinko parlor in Tokyo.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Pachinko parlors are rock concert loud. It is insanity how loud those places get.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh, by the way, interesting little thing here. Apparently, in recent history, some casinos now do allow live streaming. So they specifically say that you can live stream from within. That's interesting. Not all do, but apparently there are some specific ones that do.
Can you live stream gambling? Like in-person gambling? I wonder what that is restricted or not
That
restricted.
I don't know. That I do.
Slot
Because
machines,
for a lot of streamers, that's great because they can hit all their sponsors while they're there. You know, they can rake it in, be a double dip.
At the
I would
MGM
think
ones, guests
that-
can take selfies and short videos of themselves playing slot machines, table games, and poker games for personal use only.
Oh.
So maybe that's the
All right.
thing.
Yeah, so no commercial, no making money on the money. They want a piece of that if that's the case.
Yeah, I know, right? I wonder if you have to like buy live streaming permissions or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
It's weird. It's weird.
I would think
Are people doing slot
would
machines live? Well, I mean, online gambling's different. And again, it's per location. That's what we're trying to say. There's no blanket legislation. It's per location.
Yeah.
So there may be some casinos that maybe even sponsor that stuff of them, gambling inside their place. Who knows? But
Well, they've definitely done some sponsored like card tables before in the past. I think like Ludwig and Mr. Beast and Ninja and a couple other influencers were there.
There you go.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see something similar to that. Like, didn't America's Card Room or something run some big sponsored streams a while back?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is that the one you did, Zeke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never did it, but I got an offer to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. You'll probably see some sponsored stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
No, dude. If there was a streamer poker tournament, I'd definitely put money down in there. I'd get in on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be fun, dude.
Keep your eyes peeled. There might be one next weekend. We'll see.
I'd be surprised if there weren't some gambling activations.
I think so
with the
too.
Las
Yeah.
Vegas stuff. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see something.
Yeah. And then
Another thing.
I'll ask the two of you so you don't have to. You guys doing signing, like a meet and greet? Do you have times for that? Do you know your times? You want to promote it so if people are watching, they want to tune in, join? You don't want to promote it? Okay. Co doesn't want to promote.
Well, no, it's very different this year because you have to sign up.
They schedule it.
They're not public.
Oh, so you actually have to like
if you were signed up to TwitchCon, you got an email saying that signups were open and people have to sign up for them. I've heard that I'm sure all the IRL big guys are full. I certainly haven't been told mine's full. I'm sure there's still room if people do, but yeah, you have to actually like sign up to get in the meet and greet. I'm not sure how they're going to handle people just showing up. Maybe it's just a priority thing.
Well, they must have done the same thing with Europe with EU last year. So
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I got the notification on my Twitch dashboard.
Yeah.
Like it said, hold on. TwitchCon Las Vegas meet and greet reservations are now open. Book a spot in the TwitchCon mobile app. So I got a notification on my dashboard to go to the mobile app and set up or not set up, but like meet my favorite streamer.
Oh, so it wasn't to apply for a meet and greet. It was to sign up for the possibility to meet your favorite streamer. Like
Yes,
Co.
yes,
So you
yes,
signed
yes,
up for
yes.
Co's meet and greet. Is that how you're first in line?
Oh, of course. Wait, of course you are, right?
No, I don't want to say that I may have signed up under a different name though.
Oh, okay.
I may
We'll go
have.
with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we're
JP Lee.
back. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
we're back. It was about to get awkward. I didn't want to be here. But Zeke said Zeke said
That's JP at a con. Dude, where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
He disappeared. He probably went back to the hotel to get room service.
That's exactly
Probably.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, cool.
I'm not doing one, by the way. I didn't know we had to sign up for one. Like it was meet and greets were one of those things where Twitch used to reach out and say like, "Hey, do you want to do a meet and greet?" And then I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
This time I'm mid potatoes. Like I don't know.
It's gotten so much
small
bigger than
potatoes.
what it was.
But I'm mid potatoes, I would
yeah.
say. Like, so they didn't reach out to me and I didn't, whatever. I mean, and this will be my fifth time going. How many TwitchCons does this make now?
I was
6?
looking right now. The first TwitchCon was held in 2015.
Wow.
Right.
8 years ago.
So 8 years ago. So that means there's been, if you're just counting US TwitchCons, there's been 6 because COVID didn't have one. Because of COVID, there was 2 years where they didn't have one, I think.
Yeah, 20 and 21 didn't have it.
Yeah.
22 had it.
It'd be 6.
So this will be 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So this will, I've been to 5 TwitchCons.
okay.
So,
All right. Well, avoid the foam pits. Be careful with your wallets and have fun being the oldest people there. It's gone 2023. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm planning on spending my time like at the old Vegas strip, like on Fremont or whatever, because that's not the like the new strip. The old strip is I think it's pretty much right. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But like it has all the old one, like Binions and shit like that. I don't know if Binions is still there, but like that's where all the like the low ceiling smoke filled, like all the walls are
Now
stained
that's
with
Vegas.
nicotine.
That's what.
That's
There we
Vegas,
go.
baby. I
Yeah.
love that.
That's the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas strip.
Yeah, that's
what
the
we're
good
talking
Vegas
about there.
right there.
Oh, yes.
That's the classic one.
Yeah.
Whew.
Then 3 Month Street is the one with the half cover over that with the video, right? You see like the planes flying over and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna the Sphere, I think is the actual name of it. A lot of people call it the Dome. I wonder if they're gonna have like some sort of TwitchCon logo, or like if they put a stream on that thing. That would be kind of wild.
Bunch of other events.
Oh shit, that'd be cool.
That go on. Like there's a huge rock concert when we were young that they extended by multiple days. It's going on at the same time. So
yeah.
there's a lot of like big things happening at that time. I wouldn't be surprised if
and also they're closing down like while we are there, I think, and this is what I heard, while we are there, they will be in construction for the F1 to happen after we leave. There's an F1 race that happens after we leave Vegas.
There's a strike
apparently
happening.
We won't be able to like get to the like the MGM Grand Fountains and all that kind of stuff. Like all that's going to be closed.
Oh, because the track for the F1 thing going in front of that or something?
There's a bunch of construction going on for it. Yeah.
Okay. Did not know that. Yeah. Then is there a strike happening with is it the I don't want to get this wrong.
The caterer.
The catering strike? Is it? Yeah. Is that what that is?
I think that's what that is.
The culinary
it's a
union.
hotel and it's expansive.
Yeah. I think it's one of the biggest unions in the state, given how many, buffets and just food is there. So I think that's happening. I'm not, I remember I saw the news report of it's like, yeah, we're probably
it's a
gonna
possible strike.
Yeah, it's a possible strike.
Yeah. So
we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, the culinary union workers picketed Las Vegas Strip Thursday as contract negotiations continue.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Well, an exciting week.
Fun.
Regardless how you spend it there in Vegas. Will I do a show? The trick is I got to find people that aren't going to TwitchCon, which are most people, I think. Unless I'm wrong about that. At least the people that we have on this show normally are mostly going. That I found.
That's weird.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is Dan going? I think I did see a tweet. Dan said he was going. So Dan's going.
Oh, is he? I thought
Dan's going too?
Dan wouldn't be going for Horror Month, right?
I saw Dan tweet. I want to say a couple days ago that he will be there at TwitchCon. He might be contractually obligated to go. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. You can follow me on Twitter or follow the Drop Frames Twitter.
Yeah.
Getting along to the normal news. There's been a lot of it. Funny enough, we haven't done a show in 2 weeks, and some things have happened. We'll kind of get through some of the opening ones here, the short ones here. Jeff Keighley announced.
We'll get through it together.
Yeah. God, some of them are. Yeah. Some are right in line with our past 2 shows. The Game Awards has been announced. December 7th is when that's going to go down. That is generally a Thursday. It is also a Thursday this year. That'll be a very interesting show given how crazy this year has been for the video game world. And it could also be a really fun show in terms of announcements. There's been a lot of rumors that Elden Ring's DLC is going to be announced there. The Monster Hunter and Capcom could potentially do something. And then whatever else we've got happening next year, I would assume is going to be there in some form. Maybe even something from Nintendo if the Switch is going to be coming out next year as well. Who could say? I guess Keighley could, and that's it. I'm excited for it. I think we'll probably... Did we restream it together last year? Was that a thing we did?
Yeah.
I want to say we did, yeah. We might do something similar.
Tux? Or not a tux, I wore a suit.
Oh, wait.
That might be true.
Was that the one? No, it was the Summer Games Fest when we had all the technical issues and ended up going to our own channels, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. As long as we don't have tech issues.
Yeah, well, we'll probably just keep it where everyone streams on their own, I would assume.
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't know. It depends. Knock on wood, I haven't had any issues like that in the past 6
and
months.
here yep, that's it. It was a good run. It was a good run.
We're good.
Well, I was just gonna say I like it. I like how we do it. Like when we do it, like we do drop frames.
I think
feels better that way.
I think the audience enjoys it more that way as well. It's just the when it was crashing. Let me tell you, it was not a fun experience for viewers and myself. So that's why we did away with it. I think for whatever it was that we did away with it for. But
you don't. By the way, audience, chat, viewers, whatever, you guys don't get to see as much behind the scenes, but JP takes that shit real hard and personal. Like when tech shit hooks up, like it's not like I just want to give him like the Goodwill Hunting, like it's not your fault. Not your fault, JP.
He
takes it all on himself, and he's really just gets really angry about it. And I'm just like, dude, it's tech shit. There's nothing you can do about it, homie.
I do turn into the Red Hulk. That's actually what happens. Yeah. My chat
Red
knows.
Hulk?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Hulks, There's a She-Hulk, there's a Red Hulk.
Oh, I know about that one.
You got the normal
Gray
Hulk. You got there's
Gray.
The Gray Hulk, yeah. Gray Hulks. There's
Hulk?
Amadeus Cho, who's another Hulk.
Are you just making shit up now? What is
Nope, those are all real.
Is that Composer Hulk?
Those are all real things. There's the Hulk
Terry
Buster.
Bollea.
There's Hulk Hogan,
Oh, come on.
There's
All right,
Shulk. That's right.
No, I don't.
Professor Hulk, that's a real one. A lot of Hulks. They're big.
They are big.
Anyways, let's spin this into really depressing news. If you want to know how 2023 has been going, there's a website called videogamelayoffs.com that's tracking all the layoffs that have happened this year. The current count is 6,296 with a 112 estimated rounds of layoffs. So you can go and track it. They've got it all broken down by news story, company, number of affected, date.
God damn, dude. Like, hey, do you like being bummed out?
Yeah.
Well, have we got a website for you, video gamer?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Or developer or whatever.
Yeah. Twitch had some layoffs at the beginning of the month, but it was I think it was for like their customer support, or is who was laid off there. It was about 35 employees. And they're outsourcing that stuff now. VentureBeat was covering that. If you want that story, just go to videogamelayoffs.com. That's a shitty website to promote.
Oh man, yeah. That's a thing.
Well, here's a funny
This episode
one.
of Drop Frames brought to you by videogamelayoffs.com.
Check it out for all your layoff needs. Here's a fun story, I guess.
I hope, you know what? Hold on. If I was running that site, if that were me, I would never, but I'm just saying, if I was running that site, like, I would have everybody's like fucking LinkedIn like page, like linked there. Like, if you want to find some video game devs who are currently out of work,
hire these people. Yeah,
Not bad. Yeah.
So earlier this, it was last week, I think, when this went down. It was the 8th when Video Games Chronicle reported this. You guys remember Lord of the Rings Gollum? That awful game that my chat made me play?
How could we forget?
The lowest rated game of 2023. Well, apparently,
oh God,
we read the news, the press release talking about the apology for delivering a quote underwhelming experience, and that they quote deeply regret it. Apparently, that was written with ChatGPT. And it was also claimed that Daedalic had no knowledge that it was going to be published, and that it was handled entirely by the publisher Nacon. So, I think that puts like just a nice little period on Gollum being released. That they just ChatGPT'd that entire thing.
So wait, Nacon did that?
Yeah, according to this article, that's what was said.
Well, I
Oh
mean,
my
there's
God.
probably a reasonable explanation for that, Nacon. Check out Gangs of Sherwood. Available now. Wishlist it.
Okay, we'll talk. Oh, I heard about that stream. We'll talk about that soon.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah. Yeah, there was I think they talked with they had two people, two sources for this. The game's budget was around 50 million euros. And they also went on to claim that due to running out of time before the 2023 release, several characters and cutscenes that were meant to be animated were simply hidden from the player. And I remember this scene having played through the entirety of the game for some fucking stupid reason. There's a scene where Gollum is supposed to eavesdrop. This is reading from the article. It's supposed to eavesdrop on the conversation between two major characters, and it was recorded, but the scene was never animated. So in the game, Gollum simply looks out a window and they play the audio recording, never showing the characters that were supposed to be speaking. And that makes a lot of sense. Why? Because they just didn't have the budget for it. It ran out. So that's how they handled it. So
Lord of the Rings and running out of budget are two words you don't really expect to hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. That all came from two former Daedalic staff members that were speaking out for the first time. Video Games Chronicle had that story.
And it sucks that Daedalic is like responsible for that turd, because I doing demo days, and I played a game that was published by Daedalic, and everybody's like, Daedalic, Gollum, and I'm like, man, they're gonna be judged by that one turd for the rest of their fucking careers, or the rest of the life of the company. And they're a good company. They produced good games before. They're still producing good games now. Just like they got that one shit stain on their face that I can't rub off, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you know the
games.
bridge joke, Zeke.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yep.
yeah. That's kind of where we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. Shout out to Nacon for that. I guess this is the end of the Unity thing. Unless something else happens.
They
Hopefully
fired
it
the guy.
doesn't. Yeah. They they announced a leadership
Announced his
transition.
retirement. Yeah.
Is what it was. Okay. There was no fire. It's a leadership transition. John Riccitiello will retire as president, CEO, chairman, and member of the company's board of directors, effective immediately. James M. Whitehurst has been appointed interim chief CEO. Everything I just read. And yeah, he's out. John Riccitiello is the former EA CEO, for those that are keeping count. And he's out. He's gone at Unity, which, given the stock drop and the prices, someone had to go, I think, ultimately, to probably appease shareholders. And it makes a lot of people happy that it was John Riccitiello who was probably the person that made those decisions that pissed off so many people, rightfully so, that we covered on this very show. So he is out. This came on the... They're also going to be releasing the third quarter financial results on November the 9th, was another thing within said statement. But they go on to talk a little bit about it at the bottom of this and explain who James M. Whitehurst is, who I've never heard of. He was previously at IBM as the president, and then he joined IBM through the acquisition of Red Hat. He's got kind of a storied history, but it's definitely not the same as working at EA as CEO. He also serves as the board of directors of United Airlines and Amplitude, and a handful of other things. So looks like he's doing pretty well for himself regardless. This isn't like he's not...
He'll be okay.
Yeah, he's not
okay.
He's not in new waters or anything like that. But yeah, John Riccitiello's out. He's gone. Much to, I think, a lot of
But then
celebration.
again, like, it was pointed out, and it deserves to be pointed out, like he's not responsible for like everything that goes on. You know, it's like all right, we're gonna get the CEO out of here, but it wasn't just a person decision. It was a group decision to do this Unity horse shit.
Well,
So like, it had to pass by some people before, like multiple people, not just one guy who was like, fuck them, it's in their faces.
he definitely fell on the sword. I'm sure he got a nice parachute to land on when being fired, as CEOs typically do. But yeah. I think it's still kind of cause for celebration for folks that know the history of John Riccitiello. He is one of the things he is well known for is the statement about charging gamers per bullet, like reloading in FPSs.
Yeah.
That was a thing he once said he wanted to do. So how he found himself at the head of indie game development at Unity, I could not fucking tell you. I don't know how that happens, but he's out. He's gone. Wonder where he goes. I wonder if he somehow latches
back to EA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can kind of use this transition to ABK.
Pictured, like, all right.
ABK, Activision Blizzard, they need a new CEO at the end of the year, and I could not think of it.
Oh, and that's great too. Either one, like Activision, EA pulls him aside or gets on the horn with him, and it's like, we saw your reprehensible, terrible ideas and your shitty behavior. We like your spunk.
We like what
frankly.
You're doing. You've got
a short list for new CEO.
Oh man. Yeah, speaking of big news, this one I think probably one of the most written about things in video games, especially over the past couple of years, but maybe ever. The Activision Blizzard King acquisition went through. The CMA in UK announced, I think at like around 2 a.m. Eastern on Friday morning, that they were going to let it go through. And then Microsoft was ready to push go on all cylinders. And about 7 hours later, they announced that it is done. It is official. And they put out a fucking trailer for the acquisition, which, to its credit, it's a really good trailer. Like, it's a really well-made trailer. But it's weird that this is how, like, they decided to go about it and celebrate it. They had a ton of stuff ready to go. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a weird thing to see all of this. We've talked about it at length, so I don't know how much we really have to add to the conversation, apart from some of the other news that kind of came with it. But it's a done deal. That's all under one flag now. And that's a wild amount of IP. It really...
Jeff Keighley listed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'll just go down the list real quick.
Let's hear it.
With this is what Jeff Keighley tweeted. With the completion of the deal to acquire Activision Blizzard and King, Xbox seemingly now owns all of the following franchises: Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Guitar Hero, Hexen, King's Quest, Space Quest, Quest for Glory, Tenchu, Pitfall, Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, Zork, Call of Duty, Candy Crush, StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo, Gabriel Knight, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Phantasmagoria, which is a weird one to add.
I know.
The Lost Vikings, True Crime, Interstate 76, Skylanders, Prototype, Blackthorn, and the last weird one, Freddy Farkas, Frontier Pharmacist.
Why not? Right? Why not?
Just throw that in there too.
Yeah. There's a lot also that he did not mention, probably because he's limited on the amount of IP, but there's so many. It's really kind of wild how much they have under their helm now. And wild what they're going to be doing with it. Like, Activision Blizzard tweeted out right after, well, it was the afternoon of a couple weeks ago, talking about how Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Diablo do not have plans to be in Game Pass this year. But once the deal closes, this came out on October 9th, they do expect to start working with Xbox to bring their titles, sorry, I'm reading the tweet, to more players around the world. And we anticipate that we would begin adding games into Game Pass sometime in the next year. So they're going to add a lot of their IP, which makes sense. I mean, that's part of the acquisition to begin with, is to bolster and strengthen Game Pass. But it could start. One, you're probably going to see a price hike of Game Pass. There's no doubt about that. And two, it's going to get kind of crazy how much they're offering. on that whole thing, especially if they throw in like World of Warcraft. If you sub to Game Pass and get into WoW, that's the one that I think a lot of people are expecting, or maybe wanting is a different word. So, yeah, that happened. It's a done deal. I don't know if you guys have anything to say on it. I can move on to the next bit if not, but it's been 21 months in the making now for this to go through. So it's been constantly talked about, and there's been so many different stages for them to go through with it. And here we are. It happened.
I mean, the only thing I have to say about that is reading the comments and stuff. And I absolutely maybe not agree, but like hope the same things like at certain franchises, like throw like, all right, there hasn't been a King's Quest game in a while. How about we take four people and just throw them on that and make a new King's Quest? How about that? That'd be great.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that. I'd love to see it. It probably won't happen because for every game dev of King's Quest, there's probably like 10 fans. So like they'll buy it. But other than that, maybe not so much. But it would be very cool to see.
Yeah. Arcanum is apparently owned by Activision, now Microsoft. So
do something with it.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I would obviously love a StarCraft 3. I think that would be fantastic. Ton of IP that they could do a lot with. And hopefully now that I think you look at something like Psychonauts, right? And Psychonauts is not the biggest commercial success, but it was a fantastic game. And it's one of those games that I think the only reason that it got made, to my knowledge, having watched some of that documentary from Double Fine, was because Xbox, pushed it past the finish line. And so with that in mind, I hope more games like that get made through this, if there is a like silver lining to this whole deal. Hopefully,
I also love
we don't get like
watching that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say hopefully we don't get like Overwatch 3 and 4 and 5. Maybe they'll just skip the 2 and go straight to 5. What were we gonna say, Zeke?
I love watching people go like, maybe they'll make Return of Planet Zimblap or whatever, like, and I've never heard of it, and like they're just shouting like, make another Planet Zimblap, and I'm like, I think you're the only person who wants that, dude. Like,
yeah. It's true.
We should still probably continue Zimblap. I mean, it was a great franchise.
Zimblap is huge, and everyone
that's
knows
on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like, it didn't wrap up the story, and it's just, I want to know what happens to the Princess of Zimblap.
Everyone
Big
does.
They don't resolve it. I have no closure on that.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Everyone does. Sorry, someone linked me.
It was a Zim flop.
Oof.
Sorry, that was great.
The other big thing that a lot of people were kind of curious about when and where this would happen with the acquisition. Bobby Kotick sent a letter, which is right here, basically saying that 2024 he's out. He's done. He's leaving ABK. He says, quote, Phil asked me to stay on as CEO, reporting to him, and we have agreed that I will do so through the end of 2023. We both look forward to working together on a smooth integration for our teams and players. So he's gone.
Do you think Phil was like, don't talk, don't say my name, please. Don't include me on this. Don't say I asked you to do something. Okay?
Well, it's
you get my name out of your mother mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. You could tell that a lot of PR people had their hands on this because it's like it's on message. This idea of, quote, it will enable us to deliver more fun, more joy, and more connection to more players than ever before. That's a statement that's like been all around everything regarding this acquisition.
One day we're going to get an actual statement from a company that's like, it's going to help us deliver more joy, happiness, and also make us a lot more money.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna leave that part out until then, till one person messes up.
Delivering fun and joy is the thoughts and prayers of the video game world.
Maybe, yeah, yeah.
Like I look forward to delivering more fun.
Yeah.
CEO says on his way out of the fucking place.
Delivering more fun.
I'm not the best to speak about this because I only read kind of the cliff notes, but it's kind of ironic to watch the path that Activision took in terms of Activision was founded initially.
Sony just said Unity's going to pick up Bobby.
Well, they might do a swap. Maybe Unity gets Bobby and Riccitiello goes to ABK as the new CEO. Could happen.
And everything stays shitty. God damn it.
They just like high five their way through and like tag each other in. Could happen.
The two buildings like share a sky.
Yeah, I know. They just walk between. Boom! And then they just keep
They do the fucking Top Gun. Like,
yeah. And then the Eye of Sauron at the top like flares its fires as they touch hands. That's exactly right.
It gets big and flamey.
That's exactly right.
Oh my God, dude.
Exactly right. No, the history of Activision, it was founded because I think they left Atari because of issues with like wanting overseers or something like kind of the same thing with people leaving Activision to go work on indie stuff. And then they found themselves 30, 40 years being acquired by arguably a monopoly within the industry. So
they lived long enough to see themselves become the villain.
Well, become the villain / become really fucking rich. So I think that probably has a little bit of a different lens, I think, for them. So, yeah, I wonder if it'll get reported how much he gets when he leaves, or even how much he got for the sale. Like $70 billion is it's hard to quantify that
money.
Yeah, it's hard to like. If you really look at how much money that is, I wonder how much of that he actually got. People are saying 400 million is the number they've seen tossed around, which...
Good God, dude.
Whew. Oh, they already said the parachute is 400 million, not what he got from the sale. Got it. Okay. Man.
Wowza.
Hold on a second. Let me just, I got to do some math real quick. 22,046. How much? 70 billion you said?
Yeah, it was 69.4, something like that. You could just round 70. What's 600 million?
69.4. Okay. So just for perspective, $69.4 billion in $100 bills would weigh 1.529 million pounds.
Holy shit, yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Jeez. I think that's all that needs to be said on that. Yeah.
$70 billion in $100 bills would
it's
weigh
funny
1.5 million
because
pounds.
in MMOs when characters are starting to do too much damage, they have to like just reset the whole system. I wonder how close we're getting to that on a financial level. It's like, you know what, this is just too much. This is too much.
It's
like you're completely out of time. We gotta just burn it all down and start over.
The sad part about, well, not sad part, the real part about that, I guess maybe, is that there are people / families in the world where $70 billion is like nothing to them.
Oh yeah, what's that family that owns the drug company? Right? They just wanted to brush stuff under the rug, so it's like, here's like, a few $1 billion just so we don't have to worry about it.
There's the whole like the unreported trillionaires, like that's when you're just like, holy shit, man, it's fucking like they have a wild to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just weird to think about like that much money and like what could that has to be the thing that gives you the most joy, right? It's just
money?
the act of making the money.
Maybe.
Not
Well, no,
spending
no.
it.
I think
would
what
be
brings them
making
joy
it, right?
is just making like off the whim ridiculous purchases, say of like social media sites, and then ruining them.
Yeah. And then not caring.
Yeah. And then it doesn't matter because everyone's gonna forget about it in a few years, and you're still rich. So who
just,
cares?
You,
right?
you just keep doing it. Yeah.
You just
fucking
keep doing it.
Yeah.
It happens.
That's just crazy to think about. Like, you have enough money to do whatever you want. Like, almost literally whatever you want. Like, you can't buy the moon, but like, you can buy anything.
You buy parts of them.
By parts of the moon, yeah. Yeah. You can buy ways to get to the moon.
Oh yeah, you
Sure.
can. There's companies that sell real estate on the moon. Apparently, there was a whole bunch of like, it's kind of jokes, but there was like this weird legal middle gray area where it's like companies actually tried to sell real estate on the moon in anticipation of us one day inhabiting it.
Well, isn't there a way to buy mining rights on asteroids? Isn't that also a thing? That I think
It sounds like it would be if it's not.
Yeah, I want to say that that's a thing,
Sounds like
or
it
a
should
thing that is starting, just because of how much like rare minerals there are on asteroids and all that shit.
So this is a good.
Oh, they're all
point.
scams. Absolutely, none of it. Yeah, it's all scams.
Rude Jin from Coast Chat said, "You can't buy the moon, but you can build enough cannons on it, or I don't think on it. I didn't mean like you can build enough cannons so nobody else will go there. Like
That's true. Yeah,
It's very true.
you might not be able to own the moon, but you can definitely say it's yours, and no one's gonna argue."
Also, I like the idea of moon cannons.
Moon
sounds-
cannons.
It's like a punk band.
Yeah,
Moon Cannon.
that's awesome.
I'd
good
go
one.
see them live.
It's a good one. Moving forward, there's a new PS5 coming out, a new SKU, a new console for this holiday season. Here's a
It's been
comparison.
their go-to since. Yeah, I was gonna say that's been their go-to since the PS2. Yeah, like it's just like
Yeah, get a
we're gonna
slimmer out
release
there.
the one that we can release now in its hugest possible form. Because I remember the PS2 when we got the first big PS2s home, we were just like, God damn, this fat fuck! What are we gonna do with this? And they're like, here's the PS2 Slim, and that's been their go-to, like, because everybody wanted the Slim.
Yeah.
Like we sold way more Slims at the pawn shop than we ever sold the fat ones. Like,
Is it?
when they first came out?
Am I misremembering though? Weren't the Slims cheaper back in the day, or were they this? Okay, they were cheaper than like the originals.
Yeah, no. If it's a new product, it's going to be new product price, right? If it's a reimagining of an old product, they got to cut the price a little bit.
Oh, let me tell you what Sony didn't do. They didn't cut the price. In fact, they're going to charge you $50 more for it, Zeke.
Are you kidding?
Nope, I'm dead serious. The argument, if there is one, is that it has 200 gigs more space, and it has the option to add a Ultra HD Blu-ray drive later if you buy the digital version. So, for the chance it adding one, as well as about 200 gigs more space on the actual console itself, it'll cost you about $50 more.
And the best part is when Sony gets sued in 3 years and has to release court documents showing that the Slim was actually the original design, and then they fattened it up for the original sale, sold that for a few years, and then came back to the original PS5 design, which is now the PS Slim, just so they could double dip the hell out of that.
And
Yeah.
the cherry on top, you know that stand that you currently have on your current
won't
PS5? It doesn't work on the new PS5.
Yeah.
And you have to buy a new one for $30.
That's so perfect.
You know, I gotta say, like, hey, Sony was like, "What's Apple doing? Oh, making everything proprietary and overcharging? Oh, fuck, we should do that. How much is that? How much is it to make that plastic stand?
I believe
12
it's
cents?
$150.
Yeah.
For us, but for them
let's
about
see.
17
Mark
cents.
up
Yeah.
at $28.99. Let's just round up to 30.
Yeah, so the new one will ship with a horizontal stand. And then you have to
Because when
buy...
you're slimming it down,
Yeah. And then you have to buy the all-new, quote, vertical stand, which is compatible with all PS5 models, but it is $29.99 USD. So,
$30 for a little piece of plastic.
yeah, here's the...
Oh, man.
I'll show you the stand real quick for those
Wow.
You know what? It like just thinking about that, like I'm gonna stop using flat surfaces for my consoles. I'm just gonna buy a hammock that goes from wall to wall and just throw my consoles in a hammock.
Yeah.
Now I want a console hammock. That sounds awesome.
Be great.
I know, right? Genius
Yeah.
idea. I'm charging
Damn.
$1,200 for it.
Whoa.
That's fair.
Well, it's
That's fair.
because
I
it's
think
because
that's
the
fair.
fabric used in the hammock is
It's
actually
yak
what
fur.
NASA
It's 100%
uses,
yak fur.
which is also yak fur. Funny
Yes,
enough. Yeah.
absolutely.
Static free, all that.
Northern
yeah.
long-haired pureblood yaks. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll wait for the oh god, I can't come up with a third party company like Mad Cats.
Mad
I'll wait
Cats.
for the Mad Cats PlayStation 5 stand. Compatible with PlayStation 5 stands.
$3.99 and they make a profit.
Yeah.
Oh
I just
man.
tried to load their video here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. They also put out a trailer for this. I haven't seen this. I just want to see how they
Please tell me
marketed
it's a
this.
trailer for the stand. Oh, it's the whole thing. Okay.
It's the whole thing. Yeah.
They should have made a trailer just for the stand.
It's weird that. Yeah. Oh, it says right there. Vertical stand sold separately at the bottom. So you don't even get this when you buy it because it's horizontal only.
They don't even show it the way that it comes.
Yeah. Yes, and it says vertical stand sold.
Does it
separately.
not stand on its own without the stand?
I guess not. It might wobble or it might fall over easily.
That's false advertising. Well, I guess not. With the little thing
No,
at the
because they
bottom.
got the little thing
Because
on
they
the
put
bottom.
the little thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
And are the flat parts curved so it like
Vince.
Oh
better-
my
Fins?
god.
will sit on the
Imagine
table and
imagine
sit
if they
flat?
made I was gonna say imagine if they made the bottom just had like the slightest little curve so it couldn't stay straight up without the stand.
No, they put a little plastic like Audi belly button in the middle so it won't stay on.
Oh,
the fucking
no.
table
I just
wall
imagine-
like that.
I just imagine the guy in the production line, and his entire thing is just to stab it so it doesn't stand properly vertically on itself, and that's his
That's his
entire
job.
job. And he fucking loves it.
$75,000 a year
He
to just do that to
fucking
every single
loves it.
console.
He
that
just
comes
takes a
through.
knife and just like cuts the bottom. Fuck you. Fuck. Fuck you. He just has the biggest smile on his face. He loves it.
Go get him,
man.
Bill.
Yeah.
You found your purpose.
I gotta say, so we've been live an hour. This might be the most cynical and jaded episode.
Oh, 100%. We're talking about like 30-year-old movies, how much corpos are going to corpo, like commercials that no one's seen before.
All right,
Like,
all right.
this-
Here's
We
the-
are
this is
angry
my
rock
new
men.
design.
This is
My new
crotchety
design
old
for
frames.
the PlayStation 5 here. Okay, so it's angled on one end, so you try to set it up on that side, it'll fall over.
Yeah.
But if you try to set it on the flat side, it's got these little knobs on it, so it won't sit straight. So it'll just keep rocking back and forth.
10 out of 10.
But we'll sell a stand for it that will make it stand up straight.
Meanwhile, Zeke is going to get an email after this and be like, do you need a job, dude?
Yeah. He needs
Oh
a
my
job.
God.
He needs a job.
Yeah.
That or they're gonna send
Yes, I
you
do.
the cease and desist letter.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's already copyrighted.
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah. You get that shit.
I don't know if they're still paying that department. I still haven't gotten one for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.com, so I think things are okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
think we're
Fantastic.
okay.
Does
I
that
think
still
we're okay.
that still direct to you?
It sure does.
Gotcha.
Pretty sure it's the reason my
What-
stream is still relevant.
Let's see.
Do you get people like saying that? Like, I was going to FinalFantasyRebirth.com and it brought me here. Do you get people saying
Not-
that or not?
Not a single one.
So it
Literally,
Oh, really?
not even once. Yeah.
Oh.
is it ff7rebirth.com is what you own?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, I was curious if there was like a price on it, but if I go and try to buy it, it just says that the domain is taken and there is a broker service fee of $70 for them
Yeah,
to reach out.
that's a complete scam,
Yeah.
for the record. Yeah, that is one of the dumbest, most like disingenuous services that's ever been offered on the internet.
Yeah.
Because a broker's fee is them just going and being like, hey, want to sell your domain?
Well, yeah, they
No?
go
Okay.
as they
Hey,
go
we're
as-
keeping your money, by the way.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the whole thing. They just ask, and it doesn't matter if the person says no, it doesn't nothing, or if they can't contact them, they still keep the money.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you see broker anywhere, it's someone doing something that you could do yourself.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they're an expert or better at it than you, but that like a stockbroker, that's them taking your money and putting it in and taking a fee out of that. You could do that yourself, but they are better at it a lot of times. But still, you could do it yourself. I think that's what broker means.
Yeah, might be. Guys, I was linked this. We're going back to the PS5 because I was linked what the horizontal stand looks like.
The little foot.
It's a fucking little like piece of
His
plastic.
little tiny foot. It looks terrible. Throws the whole thing off. It's like a clip.
Man.
Oh my God.
Man.
Why wouldn't they make the other side flat? Like the non-round side.
They were actually redesigning the console and didn't think to redesign that.
Man.
How
much does that cost?
Well, that comes free with the
$79.
with the console.
So
Okay.
sold separately. Yeah.
Yep. No, okay. But that little piece of shit plastic thing, like, I bet. Okay. I'm gonna say something from experience. We have one of those cordless Dyson vacuums. And the trigger mechanism, the thing you use the most, like that you move the most inside of the thing, is made of cheap plastic. And if you look at the design of because we had to replace it, you look at the design on the inside, it is like built to break.
Of course.
So you buy another Dyson because if you don't take it apart, and it is fucking involved to take that, because I did it. I took it apart, got a new trigger, a trigger by a third party that won't fucking break, and put it in. But you look at the design, it looks like it was meant to break.
That is
that's what that fucking PlayStation foot looks like. It looks like, oh, it's gonna break, and we're gonna sell a bunch of these feet. It's gonna be great.
That is a variant of what is called planned obsolescence, which is actually something that companies do on purpose, specifically so their products will not last long enough. So you'll buy, especially products like Dyson, because Dyson, if funny enough, releases new versions of their vacuum all the time. So the thought is, you're using the old one, it breaks. Oh, let me get the newest one, and it just, it's all goes from there.
Yep.
All goes from there. Apple, some of the most grievous examples of that in current day age are Apple AirPods. Yep.
Or the Apple chargers.
I mean, as someone who just recently bought a brand new Apple iPhone, the fucking iPhone is kind of the same thing. I usually skip 3 or 4 years before I even purchase it. I don't know anyone that buys it year to year. I don't know enough people that are that rich.
Which is crazy because I remember vividly, not even being part of the culture myself, but I remember there being a global culture of being so excited for the releases of these products.
Yeah.
And then it's slowly as a society, don't get me wrong, there's still a culture behind it, but slowly as a society, the bulk of them caught on and kind of were just you know what? Maybe this is a little over the top. Maybe this is a bit of little corpo consumerist for me.
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad I never got into anything Apple, because I know I would my brother works for Apple. He's been working for them for a long time, and they pay him really well, and he has great benefits. That notwithstanding, every single product that he owns is an Apple product, and he's like, oh, it just makes my life so much simpler. Everything talks to each other, everything is compatible, yada yada yada. Because if that would have happened to me, I would have done the same thing, and I probably would have been miserable.
Well, it's exactly right. It takes one thing to get into their ecosystem, but then you have to get everything else to be in their ecosystem ultimately. It's Apple. That's how it goes. I have a phone, an iPad, which arguably they make the best I don't even know what you call those tablets. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I think that they are the leading tablet devs there. And then I have the
outside of art tablets, Apple does, there's nothing even close.
Yeah.
As far as my experience once again at the pawn shop was oh, we got this Lenovo tablet, or name a brand. We got this blank tablet. It's okay, we'll give you $10 for it. It's I paid $500. Do you have an Apple iPad? Because we'll give you good money for that.
Yeah. A little bit more news. Liza P is confirmed to be, It says confirmed to beginning DLC. Basically, the developer NeoWiz confirmed it on their Korean job board that they're going to be making DLC for that game.
Awesome.
I guess.
Oh yeah, dude.
Which I think all of us are
Everybody liked that.
very much in agreement.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love some new Liza P. More Liza P. It's great for me. I'm into it.
I finally
I liked your poem.
Yeah.
In my I'm playing it off stream. I played it for a little bit on stream. It was really fun. But
Yeah.
The swapping between weapons ended up being like non-viable at a certain point where it's just like I have to go with a weapon that I know works. I can't just do this random shit because I can't beat this guy with this.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I finally was like, okay, I'm just gonna play it off stream. And I've been playing. I finally got to the final area. Man, what a great game! It's been fantastic.
What is the final area for you? The game goes on a long time, I will say, but I'm not going to.
Big game.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like where you're at. Let's go with that, and I won't say anything else for spoiler purposes.
Yeah, just I'll just say Abby.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The Abbey.
Okay.
Mhm.
I had to think about that for a second. Yeah. All right.
No, the current Stargazer that I'm using, I think, is called the Abbey Upper Part.
Got it. Okay. Cool. What's been? I'm actually curious. Have you had any like giant roadblocks in that game? Because they definitely exist for a lot of people.
I will
boss-wise.
I gotta say the thing I really like about Lies of P is that every boss that I've come across has been varying degrees of pretty damn difficult. You know, not there. I didn't come across one that was just like, this one is super simple. Yes, there are ones that were easier than others, but none of them have been like, I've never like one shot any of the bosses. Like I've had to have multiple, sometimes, you know, upwards of 60 tries at different things. And I refuse, you know, I'm not trying to be a purist as far as I will like respec and I'll try different weapons on different bosses and stuff like that. But I am doing it without summons. And without I guess the OP throwing item shit. I'm not doing any of that either. Like throwing items are apparently like super like powerful if you like stock up on them and you're just like
I never
throwing pipes like shurikens.
I definitely finished a few boss fights with those items, but I never thought to buy them.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah,
they're from like
stockpile them, whatever. I don't whatever you do.
I think you can buy them. I think there's a merchant that allows you to buy them somewhere.
Yeah. You can buy like, you know, those throwing like sharp pipes or
what I'm trying to say is I should have bought more throwing items.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to.
I should have done
like
that. The
played a hard
bombs
mode
that you throw, like the zappy bombs or the corrosion bombs or whatever the fuck. You can like, apparently those are really good.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to do any of those. I'm trying to beat the boss with like the stats and weapons that I have currently. And there have been like some bosses that really like I mean several of them that took a long time to beat it. But I can't think of one specific one that was a standout, except like maybe. You know what? I don't want to spoil anything, but the Opera House.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That motherfucker.
He is a
took some doing.
Yeah.
For many people.
There's a lot of walls in that game.
Yeah.
And God damn, you just get bored. You're just like, okay, let me get through this thing so I can get to the real thing.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think which one gave me that. It might have been him. I was playing a motivity build, which is like the strength build. I don't know what weapon he settled on, and I settled for the slowest weapon in the game, and it kind of I didn't have that much difficulty with a lot of the bosses, but I think it was because of the weapon I was using.
Oh, can you like? Is it it's not a spoiler weapon, is it?
It's a boss weapon. Yeah.
Oh, can you say what weapon it is without saying the boss's name?
It was the biggest, slowest sword that you got.
Oh, okay.
You got from a blue guy.
Gotcha.
A blue boss.
Was it the white sword?
I forget the name of it. It was a
No,
weapon
color.
that, like, as you hit it, it turns blue.
That one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I forget the name of it.
No, I'm like, seriously, I tried with that, like, random weapon randomizer shit. Like, it really helped me. Like, I was putting weird, like, different blades on different things and all that kind of stuff. And, I came upon some shit like I didn't think would work. It actually worked, like, super well. But the thing that I like that I'm sticking with, rocket wrench, man.
Thing's awesome.
Rocket wrench.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
my
the
favorite.
rocket hilt is
my
freaking
go-to.
awesome. Especially the heavy attack that, like, shoots you forward. It's like it's
That's
such a
the
good
whole
opener.
reason. That is one of the
Such a good
whole
opener.
reasons that I keep using it over and over again, because it's just like, okay, you got him in the stagger white bar mode. How are you gonna get up there without getting hit? Just skate up to him. Whee!
That was the weapon art on that is what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was the giant two-handed weapon with the scorpion pull ability. And
sure.
it would literally one-shot every normal mob. I very rarely struggled with that against like normal mobs. And it would hit on bosses for like 1,000 or like 1,400 or so in a hit. But it's the slowest weapon in the game, so it takes like a massive amount of time to swing.
Yeah, I had to mitigate, like, slow or quick, and I'm like, I'm on the slow side, but it's definitely not by no means the slowest.
Yeah. Some of those are crazy slow. But cool. We'll talk about it, I guess, when you finish it. Maybe do a bit of a spoiler thing, just talk about the bosses.
Yeah, that'd be great.
More in depth.
I would love that.
Cool.
We just kind of went off on a tangent for 15 minutes about Lies of P for no reason.
I mean, it's
Whole
a great
show's been
fucking
giant
game.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking game.
And it's like, people were saying like 34, like, or what was it, 30 hours, 35, something.
It's like
something
30
average.
to 40. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm just, I don't get it. I'm like, that's the average, really? Like, do you not like, do most people not listen to the dialogue? They just kind of like,
Wait, there's dialogue?
like, go through it.
Mine,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
mine was
do you not
28
listen to
hours.
Vanini like tell his like little tales and shit?
My playtime was 20 hours, and I listened to every bit of dialogue and didn't skip a single thing. But I also like 2 or 3 shot most bosses, so I think that is what.
Oh,
cut
you
down
did?
on
Okay.
time. Yeah.
I
did not.
was 37 hours in mine.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was a rather fast playthrough on it.
Yeah.
But it's a great game. Play it if you have not already. And I think they patched it once or twice as well. They had a patch that kind of decreased some of the boss difficulty. So it's good. Go play it.
2 or 3 shot some of the like most of the bosses. Wow.
I found a build I just grooved with. It was
All right.
Yeah.
One thing, and this has been kind of one thing I've heard a lot about Lies of P is staggering is the way to go. Staggering is, most bosses are susceptible big time to staggering. So if you use a big staggery weapon, it can mean you're not needing to dodge as much of the big mean attacks. It's a very smart way to play for sure.
I did the same thing with Neo 2, if you recall. I came on the show. And it's just like, fuck
you do
this
that
fucking game.
for a lot of
fucking
your
game
games,
sucks
actually.
dick. And then I got the biggest, slowest weapon. I was like, Neo 2 is a really good game. You guys.
It's not bad. I retract my
I
previous
fought that
statement.
final boss and killed him in 2 attempts. And let me tell you, it's a great fucking game.
Neo 2 is amazing. The
Well,
world
I'll tell you
needs
that, like,
Neo 3.
As far as Lies of P go, once you kind of get, like, because usually the first like 10 tries at a boss is like me going, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
5, 6, 7,
it's learning the moves. It's learning the moves.
and then
Yep, 100%.
it's reminding me so much of doing the same thing with Sekiro. Like,
God,
you go
yeah.
to that
In the best
like
way
the
possible.
bosses, and you're just like, okay, he does 1, 2, 3 real quick, delay, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I think I can get this now.
And then after this combo, you can get 2 light attacks in, and then you need to dodge back, and then wait for that next combo again.
It's great.
Yep.
Satisfying, man.
It's very satisfying to hit those.
Very
parries,
satisfying.
without a doubt. Without a doubt. I guess we could talk about other games. There's small little tidbits. Matthew
Can't we
Mercer.
just talk about Liza P? We've only got like an hour.
Mr. Mercer is going to be voicing Vincent Valentine in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That was a thing that happened. Battlefield 2042
Also,
is doing very well right now.
Good for him,
Yeah.
by the way, because he has at many times shouted out how much he loves Final Fantasy VII. So that's like, I'm sure for him, that's like one of the dreams. He even mentioned in his tweet that's like one of his favorite characters in the entire game.
That's great.
So talk about an awesome opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
Good for that dude.
Yeah. 2042's got 100,000 plus players currently on Steam. It's currently free and also having a hefty discount. I think the most recent season just started for it as well. Funny enough, I saw there was a bug with 2042 right now that it doesn't auto refill players in lobbies, and so half of the lobbies are just AI. I don't know if anyone in chat can confirm that, but what a time to have that bug. That's
So
really
you have hundreds
unfortunate.
of thousands of people playing in lobbies that are half empty all over the place.
Yeah, well, yes, with real players, I guess. I don't know how
Yeah.
true that. I saw a couple comments about it. Someone in my chat says yes, I can even show a screenshot of that. So apparently
Weird.
it is a real thing.
So the last time I played 2042 was with you.
At launch?
So yeah. So has it really undergone any kind of a renaissance? Like I know that they how is it? Have you played it recently? Are you planning on playing it
I
now?
played it. So so season 6 just launched.
They do seasons?
Yeah, they do seasonal content. Each one has a battle pass, of course.
Oh.
I don't know if they're called battle passes. They might be called something else in the game. But alongside each season, they also push new maps, which I think are free updates. They also put in a new gun, which is like every season update has a couple of new guns, and those guns are very, very strong. And then the next season, they usually nerf those guns, and that's kind of how that goes with battle passes to get you to buy the battle pass, blah, blah, blah. But they've done a couple of large things to the game. I can't exactly cite what those are off the top of my head, but it is definitely without a doubt better than it was at launch.
Did they ever get rid of the like weird operator system?
They've changed it. It's still kind of the same. Things are more structured into, I think, categories now rather than distinct operators.
And they did bring back. Did they ever end up bringing back the server like tab screen?
The scoreboard was in. I think the
That's good.
first big update that they pushed.
Cool.
So
Okay.
definitely in a better state. At the end of the day, at its core, it's still 2042. And so if there were like big sweeping issues that you had with it, those are most likely still
Funny
present.
enough, I enjoyed my time in it, but there was just enough little things to get me to kind of want to put it down. So yeah, that might be something to revisit. If a lot. I still think the whole idea of the operators is just the dumbest thing they could have done. Like it's so.
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
I think
it
I think Overwatch made a big impact on a bigger impact than a lot of people thought in FPSs and how those work. And so that's what they were like. People love operators and character-based shooters. Let's put them in Battlefield. And then they realized that Battlefield players are just a bunch of old 30-plus men that hate that shit.
anyone that's even slightly paying attention, it's so weird to pick someone with a name in a Battlefield game and then have like 3 of them like right next to each other on the end screen. It's just like,
it's not like, Bob, the 34-year-old guy, is going to go make fan art of their favorite Battlefield operator.
yeah, dude, it's totally unnecessary. And the Battlefield has always been about like you pick your class and then that's you in that class. And it's like, oh God, it's so dumb. It's because they wanted to sell skins. Oh, I bet you that's right.
100%.
But I mean, they still
have skins.
They still could have done that in the different roles and stuff. Like you didn't need to have like singular people. Literally, entire maps would be like 5 people running around in clones. Like it's just weird, man. It's just weird.
Chat's kind of answering it for me, but my immediate thought of like, well, with characters, there's obviously going to be Rule 34 stuff. Is there Rule 34 Battlefield? I don't think there is. I don't believe there is.
But that's the rule. though, 34.
I get, but does it defy? I'm not Googling that shit. And
I
don't think,
was going to say,
think
I'm
anyone
not,
in chat
no.
wants to. Let me pull up a browser. We'll do it right here live on air. It'll be great.
Well, I mean, it's not like they did that with Overwatch. So, I mean,
some might even say it's the reason why Overwatch was successful. You know?
Can't even get away from that shit, man. I'm sick. I don't want to see it anymore. Like, get that off of my porn. Like,
Oh,
you know, I
boy.
like to compartmentalize certain things, and porn and video games are one of them.
Jeez.
that makes one of us.
Or two of them, I guess.
Wow, this is random news that I just stumbled upon. Minecraft is celebrating its 15th anniversary, and they crossed 300 million copies sold.
Of which game?
Wow.
Of Minecraft.
Minecraft. Okay.
Dude. I saw my boys play Minecraft, and I was logging them in today, and apparently they're doing like a Minecraft live in a few days or something.
No, it's happening right now. That's where all this news is coming from. Yeah, they just
is it like an event?
I guess. Yeah, they just announced Minecraft. Sorry. They just announced Star Wars: Path of the Jedi DLC in Minecraft.
And just for a little bit of perspective, if you want some, 300 million, you said?
Yeah.
There's 331.9 million people living in the United States of America.
But Zeke, hold on. How much do they weigh? If we were to put how much does it? What weighs more? $69 billion
asking the real questions
or
here.
300 million people? Do the math. Get back to me. Yeah, this was the new Minecraft thing they just announced.
Yeah, that is
God, dude.
90% of the U.S. If 90% of the people living in the United States bought a copy of Minecraft, 90%.
Makes sense. I mean, it's probably the biggest game of all time, right? Like, if not in the running for it, the top 3 for the biggest of all time. Yeah. I think we could talk games. I don't know if there's much other news just yet. A lot of news around Lords of the Fallen, both good and bad. You're still playing it. Yeah,
I am still playing it, and I am loving it. I'm having a great time with it. Yep.
I did a 2-hour sponsored stream. I'm stuck in Spider-Man's world, so I put it on hold for now. I enjoyed what I played immensely, but Zeke, have you touched on Lords of the Fallen at all? Okay.
Not yet. Nope.
I'll put up some footage of you playing it, Co. How are you enjoying Lords of the Fallen?
I am having a great time with it. I am one of the people that is not experiencing performance issues, which unfortunately a lot of people are. I find the world very interesting. It's very pretty. I'm loving the progression. It's got tons and tons of different weapons, different spellcasting stuff. It's a very traditional Souls-like experience. The bosses have been entertaining and in some cases just like weird and disgusting and cool to do. The world is huge with lots of areas to explore. I like the lamp mechanic with the umbral stuff going between the worlds and finding secrets and stuff like that. There are some things with it that I think could be done better. Like the jump system for those that were here today.
Oh, did you miss some jumps?
1 or 2.
Is it because like the judging of the space that you can cover? Because I missed the first jump in the game. It was like, oh, I didn't jump that far.
The movement system itself is a little bit loose.
Yes.
And that's one of the big issues with the game. And there's areas that need precision jumping. And you can only jump if you're sprinting. And you don't have a lot of room to sprint. And they made it so A by itself does not jump. They did not learn from Elden Ring, which is really unfortunate. And in fact, moving around and hitting A does nothing except interacting, which is, again, is just like very frustrating. You could have just made that a jump. That would have been awesome. So it's there's that, there's some targeting issues, there's some camera issues, there's just some bugs. I mean, there's a clip of Lyric going around where he just backed into a wall and then his character just kind of lifted into the air and an enemy just came up and killed him.
I don't know if I was watching that live when all that happened.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's not just him getting stuck in the wall there. It's for 20 minutes before he straight up Alt F4'd out of the game on Saturday. The game just trolled the shit out of him. He was fighting in that same area, like no more than 2 minutes later. he was fighting, and the game pushed an update, I guess, Saturday morning. And in doing so, it reset the whatever Windows setting it is that comes up and says like, hey, this game wants to get past your firewall. And
Oh,
so
God,
the
it just
entire
randomly did
screen
that?
just popped up in front as he's fighting, and he's like fighting a thing, and he can't click it with his mouse, so that's trolling that. And then like when he went to go hit a mob, the character was like, it just trolled the shit out of him. And that's what caused him to Alt F4. But yeah, you had the same experience I did where not that many issues, if any issues at all. Most people are having massive amounts of issues with this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are.
And it ranges from like performance issues to...
The performances are the big one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the forums that are refunding the game on Xbox because apparently the texture popping and stuff makes it, especially on the S, completely unplayable. So it's for me, because I'm not having performance issues and I haven't run into a lot of bugs, it's let me really focus on what I feel like is the good part, like the world and all the weapons, and I'm kind of digging the story elements and stuff. I mean, I played Lords of the Fallen 1, so kind of following along with that and everything. So that stuff has been really interesting. It's another Souls-like for me. I still feel, even though people tell me differently, including the devs, I still feel it's a AA, not a AAA. So in that case, I'm a little bit more kind of forgiving in terms of that kind of thing. Although the AAA price definitely hurts on that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I've had a good time with it. I've had a good time with it. Funny enough, I did a big thing this morning because people on LSF were saying this exact thing. And right now, somebody said exactly what I was talking about this morning. Is there really any game that Code doesn't like? I love Code to death, but sometimes he feels like a shill for even bad games, so you can't trust his opinion. See, the thing is I stopped playing games I don't like. So I think that's what confuses a lot of people. I focus on the things I like in games. I don't really like overtly shit on games I don't. And
Yeah,
I kind of just stop playing them and move on.
Yeah.
So I generally talk about the things that I like because that's what I like to do. I don't like to just talk about shit all the time. But that being said, it's funny because I have other people that come in when I'm like ranting about stuff and they're like, does he ever just enjoy video games? Does he ever just like is
That's
this
what
all
I was
he
about
does?
to say.
Is he just so hypercritical and just like, and I'm just like,
I was going to say,
I guess I'll just piss everyone off.
You don't like every game because Zeke, I recently started playing Marvel's Midnight Suns in my off time. And let's talk about it because I know Ko really loves that game so much. And he loves hearing us talk about it. So,
no, I can't believe I just did this, but just shortly, just a couple minutes ago, I defended you in my chat because someone came in and said that same thing, like, sellout Ko, blah, 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 likes popular, da-da-da. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with liking popular games. There's a reason why they're popular.
I like all games.
And also,
it doesn't matter to me if it's popular or not.
Ko is that asshole friend that's like, oh, I like all kinds of music, and actually kind of does. It doesn't like, you're like, you want to talk in depth about a certain like type of music that you're really into. And he's like, yeah, I like this band. And you're just like, but you don't like, is like, no, but I mean, no.
And the best part is people hit me with that too. And thank you, Zeke, for the record. People hit me with that. They're like, oh, he only plays popular games and stuff. I've never played Fortnite. I don't play League of Legends. I don't play any of the biggest games on Twitch. Like, I only play the games I want to play. And if I want to play a game, I try to enjoy what I play. So it's just like...
You're also a huge Zelda fan as well. And you love
huge Zelda
Tears
fan.
of the Kingdom. So,
man, and I tell you, I really raked in on that one.
Yeah, you made a killing on that one.
Made a killing on that one.
Oh. And let me make this point as well. Ko is like part of the larger reason why I don't play popular games. I would love to. I really would. I would love to play popular games and have them do well on my channel. They don't. I would have loved to go through like several of the games that I played off stream that were very, very popular that I really enjoyed that I didn't because they don't do well for me. I would play way more popular games. I promise.
Yeah. Anyways, Lords of the Fallen. I'm curious. So I got to the first boss, Ko, which I think is the tutorial boss, the one that the the flying. I was
Is it
just
a lady.
yeah,
lady.
the
Yes,
flying
the
lady.
She is the first real boss.
Okay, yeah. I beat her. I decided I chose the starting class that is like the Dark Souls equivalent of having no stats and being
Condemned.
condemned. Yeah, and then I was walking around with dual wielding buckets, and that's how I beat the boss. Was dual wielding buckets, and it was great. How hard are the bosses in this game after that? Like I saw a review that said that they were easy, and I was like, that's not what I've heard at all.
They're not super difficult. I mean, this is a game that really lets you farm if you want to. So they're not the most difficult. There's only been one boss for me that's been like more than, like one of those 20 try Lies of P style bosses.
Yeah.
And it was in an area that I went to before I probably should have. And it was to not to spoil it a little bit. It was one of those boss encounters where there's like 2 of them. And I was using for a long time a slower weapon. And so it was very, very difficult as like one's a caster and one's a melee that's always on your ass. And that one took me more than a few tries. But outside of that, the bosses are not super difficult. A lot of them that I've done have had like little gimmicks, like things you have to figure out in the fight, or just little things you got to learn, like, oh, this one I have to move out of this part of the arena, or I'm just going to die, or, stuff like that. I have liked all the bosses, not only from a mechanic standpoint, but aesthetically. A lot of the bosses are super interesting, and some are super weird, and they all have like little backstories and stuff. Very Dark Souls, very kind of Elden Ring and Bloodborne in that regard, where each boss is a very unique aesthetic, which I really enjoy. So that part's been good. This game is not that difficult. Again, because it first of all, the wither mechanic makes blocking and parrying a little more easy to deal with, because if you block, did you learn the wither mechanic when you played? Like,
is the wither mechanic the
white bar
HP degradation, and then you can hit and it'll go back?
Exactly. Yeah. So if you block, you get wither. And then if you hit a few times after that, you get basically full life back.
Oh, I didn't.
It's the kind of
I didn't know
the kind
that.
Of situation.
But
yeah. So
that
like
seems
they're
very strong.
It's very strong. So especially if you get like really good shields and you become very tanky, as long as you have a fast weapon that lets you get your wither come back, back, you can do that. But on top of that, dodging is very forgiving in this game.
Yes, it is.
Very forgiving. There's lots of iframes. You've got 2 different dodges. It is very responsive. So dodging is very, very forgiving in this game. And with those 2 things together, if you pick a playstyle and really lean into it, it tends to be a pretty easy experience for people that I would say are like, average at Souls games. On top of that, if you're not average, you can farm. This game is a very easy game to farm in. And farming, the cost of levels, like I'm pretty high in my levels, and the cost of level doesn't like super spike. It's all, it does go up obviously every time you level, but it's not a huge amount. So farming is a very viable thing to do. So it's the bosses are not nearly as hard as Lies of P.
Yeah. But
I will say that there are encounters in this game that definitely lead. There are times when they seem to just put like as many mobs as they can in an area. and those areas can sometimes be a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But it's also important to mention that this game gives you a free death. So when you start the game, you're in Axiom, and when you lose your life for the first time, you warp to Umbral, which is like the afterlife. And then you have to die in the afterlife to actually die. So it's this kind of interesting situation where you kind of have a double health bar. Although technically when you go to Umbral, you do lose half your bar to Wither, but you can get that back by hitting the enemy. So that again kind of lends it to be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all that stuff combined, I think, make it pretty approachable. I really wish they had locked down their performance stuff, because that is overwhelmingly the biggest negative of this game is their performance, especially on the discussions on it on a grand scale. But I mean, the game does have some other issues. If you can get through those issues, though, there's a lot of great stuff in this game. Some of the levels are awesome. The mob design is very cool, although they do reuse mobs, which I hate. I absolutely hate that.
I saw a lot of mobs that I was fighting at level 1 and people that are 30 hours in type deal.
Well, no, yeah, and here's what's even more messed up. So you can be going through the game and you'll fight like, we'll just arbitrate this. You can fight zombie, and then zombie has 400 hit points. You hit them for 412 and they die. One shot every time. And then you'll go up and go through like a locked door into a high level area. You'll hit the exact same mob, and your 400 damage hit will take away a quarter of his bar.
Oh, that sucks.
No indication that the enemy is any different than the one you fought before. It's just the same. It's the exact same enemy in a different area, and now it has 4 times the hit points and it's hitting you twice as hard. And it's kind of like it feels very
at least
lazy.
in games like Lies of P, like when you're fighting the same enemy, they give them like a tentacle or something like that, like,
or something,
this guy's a little harder.
That's right. Yeah, but in there are definitely instances in this game where if there is anything noticeably different about them, it is way not noticeably enough. Because I've literally thought it's the exact same enemy I've been fighting, and one pro to kind of go back and forth between the pro and con. The weapon variety is awesome. I have probably like 50 plus different weapons. A lot of them are viable. They also have this really cool socket system where as you rank up a weapon and you upgrade your blacksmith, sockets unlock, and you can put different sockets in those to give permanent effects on your weapon. One thing I also found out recently is even though I'm two-handing a weapon, you can put a shield on your back, level that up, it will get sockets. And I just added mana regeneration and enhanced item find to my character, just like for having a shield on my back. Which is incredible, and I would strongly recommend that if you are playing this game as a two-hand or large weapon user, get a shield on your back early and factor that into your weight, because having those passes
grass crest baby
huge.
Where my grass crest gang at?
Oh, exactly. There's a stamina regen thing you can pop in your back too. So yeah, that stuff is really cool.
That's great.
Casting, if you like casting, this game is for you, man. There's a
lot of spells, right?
Like Zeke would probably love this. There's a whole Inferno cast line. There's a Radiance cast line, and then there's an Umbral cast line, which is a combination of the two. Apparently, each of those has 6 different catalysts you can use. There's a lot of rings and stuff and necklaces that change and edit how those use. Like, lose a spell slot, but your things do more damage. Gain a spell slot, but this particular thing doesn't do more damage. You can use this type of spell without having a catalyst for it. So there's like all sorts of potential for like cool synergy stuff between the builds and everything. So yeah, this game has a lot of good stuff in it. But with the performance and the bugs and some of the kind of weird looseness in some of the design decisions and such, it mires it a little bit, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I heard the pyro build is rough early on, but it gets better later, which is, at least there's that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's pretty much like you see, like if it's anything like Dark Souls or those kind of games, like you see the spells, it's just like, I can't use those fucking yet. Or like, they're in there. I did have a couple of questions for you. The Umbra second death thing that you were talking about?
Yep, Umbral.
How do you is it like another like level you have to go through and then you get your body back or you get all your whatever's back?
This game has fundamentally integrated this gimmick into the game. So you have a lamp. And the Umbral realm is overlaid on the normal realm, which is called Axiom. Yeah. So when you shine your lamp around, you will see in many cases a different, see that right there?
Yeah.
You will see into the Umbral realm, which in some cases has platforms you can walk on, things you can interact with, other enemies and other enemy types that are in that realm. So it is a completely separate realm. There's a lot of, but a good way to think about it is the Umbral realm is basically Axiom with a bunch of shit on it. So it's like everything that's an Axiom is also an Umbral, but then Umbral a lot of times has a lot of extra stuff. So the short of it is you're always running through both realms. It's just where your character is on that. If any enemy exists in Axiom, sort of. If any enemy exists in Axiom, they will go to Umbral, but not the other way. So if you're in the Umbral and you then warp out of it, which you can do using little statues, it's the only way to get out of the Umbral realm is by resting at a bonfire or using these little Umbral return statues. The Umbral enemies will not follow you back to Axiom. But if you're in Axiom and you die, every enemy you are still fighting will be right there waiting for you in Umbral.
So if you want to get back to the real world Axiom, you just have to find a bonfire.
You have to find a bonfire, or there are these little one-time use statues that you can find. And if you use, it's like an Umbral shrine. And if you use them, they explode, and then you return to Axiom.
Okay. I was just
And
wondering if it
also,
was like
at any
it
point
sends
you
you to a
want
level
to.
and you have to kill a boss to come back to the real world.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
At any point that you want to, you can raise your lantern and force yourself into the umbral realm. So you can enter the umbral realm at will, but you can't leave it at will. You can only leave it at specific parts. So you can see right there, that's looking into the umbral realm. And you can see like there's weird skeletons and all sorts of stuff. And then when the lamp goes away, all that stuff disappears.
It's a
So
cool
do
mechanic.
you have to use that
It's a very
mechanic
cool
to like traverse like barriers and that kind of shit? Is that-
100%. You
Okay.
will get up to a wall in Axiom and then and then you can hold your lamp up and the wall or gate won't be there. And as long as you keep holding your lamp up, you can then walk through it and then let the lamp go and it will appear behind you. There's also areas where by entering Umbral, entire like regions of the map will then uncover in front of you, which
Gotcha.
then you can start traversing and jumping and doing all that stuff on.
My next question is, are there visceral attacks, fatal attacks, back attack, whatever, like that, those kind of things?
100%.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Every enemy has a posture bar, and if you attack them, it reduces the posture bar, and if you perfect block, it significantly reduces their posture bar. And once it goes down to 0, if you kick them or heavy attack them, then you get a grievous attack, is what they're called. There is not an immediate backstab, but if you heavy charge attack any enemy from behind, it will normally knock them into the grievous attack state.
Cool. Okay. Do we know how long it is at all?
Long.
It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Like this is another like 25 to 30 hours if you decide going over. I spent 3 hours fighting down to the bottom of this area, killing a boss, and then I'm like running around the boss arena like, man, this is weird. I can't find where to go next. And someone in chat was like, oh yeah, this whole area is optional. Oh.
Was that a tall lady with a sword?
No.
Okay, because I saw that fight on Strip and Stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, maybe.
Okay.
It was, to put it bluntly, it's the person from the trailer that everyone said was Millennia.
That might be who I'm thinking of. I don't know.
So
it doesn't matter much. I haven't
that
played
was
it,
that was an interesting fight.
Yeah.
There was a scene in that definitely had me face facing, we'll say.
Man, so I fought this guy that you're fighting right here with 2 buckets.
Yep.
I did shit damage compared to what you just
Oh, yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. I should,
dude, I'm
I
actually
should not have
using
used
consumables.
buckets, man.
I'm using consumables this run, and it is great. Like the little holy salt consumables and fire salts and all that kind of stuff is fantastic. Like
Yeah.
they make a huge effect.
I didn't realize how hard I was making the game by running around with buckets. But
Also,
hey.
there are lots of mimics in this game. Good luck.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what they are, but I have seen a lot of those and reactions to those.
What I will say is after you've died to one for the first time, I have a video on how to identify them, but definitely wait until you've done them the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm hoping they fix all the tech issues. I think
This game deserves to have them fixed.
I think we both did sponsored streams for this.
Yep.
I started my sponsored stream, the opening scene of the game, and I go, man, this game's really pretty. I hadn't seen much of it. I said, this game's really pretty looking. I shit you not, the next 3 seconds, the game starts to hitch and then just full crashes to desktop. And I'm like, hey guys, if you want to check out the game, you can click.
That's what you get for saying something nice, JP.
Yeah, so then,
GG, dude.
No more nice comments after that. But yeah,
should have kept that to yourself.
I want to go back to it. It seems like a good enough Souls-like that I will go back to it at some point, whether it's on stream or off. And the boss fights seem cool. And biggest thing too is the weapons. I've seen so many different weapon types and varieties and build types and all that stuff. Seems like it's got a lot going for it. So, Lords of the Fallen is this?
I'm still playing it too.
Yeah, you're still playing it. Is it a $70 game or $60 game? You said it's full price.
I think it's 70 on consoles. Yeah,
Ooh.
I think they unfortunately I don't really know what the thinking was there. But I do believe it's a full priced experience.
Yeah. So it's $60 on Steam. Let me just verify here. PSN. It is $80.
60
on
80?
PS. Yeah. Unless is this because I have chosen? Oh, sorry. The fucking PlayStation. It defaults to the deluxe edition there for $80.
Okay.
And then
I was gonna say, like,
if you click choose it, it says add to cart, and then right below that is choose edition, and that's where it scrolls down, and it's $69.99 for the standard edition on PlayStation, which I assume is mirrored on Xbox. So yeah, and it's got
wow.
the Lord. Oh, there's add-ons. The Dark Crusader starting class.
So, yeah, here's the thing.
What's
the
that?
Dark Crusader starting class is a class that unlocks if you beat the game. So they made it so you could, if you got the deluxe edition, that's like their bonus for getting the deluxe edition, is that you get access to the Dark Crusader when you start. I don't even know what that does or what it means. I assume it's just another starting class.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, so
it just says in the game and legal info, set forth upon your epic journey, equipped as one of the renowned Dark Crusaders, fabled for their faith and ferocity.
I'm guessing again, it's any starting class in a Souls-like is generally just, you know, some gear you're going to offload pretty quickly and some extra stat points.
Yeah,
I assume that's what it is. But it's probably strength radiance focused, I think. But who knows, man?
Cool.
I have no idea what the stats are or anything.
Yeah, it's a
Dark
radiant.
Crusader just starts with other armor and weapons, says Kayatha. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So, quick question: if I were to do, if I were to want to do like a pick it up and play with it kind of run, is that viable for this?
It is. There are lots of different weapon types in this game, so you'd have to do a pick it up and play it with like a type. So there's like there's a lot of strength radiant stuff. There's a lot of strength inferno. There's just straight radiance and straight inferno. A lot of straight agi. A lot of strength agi. So which
Do
is
you have
what
to-
was that called in Dark Souls? Like combo? There was a name for it. For dex strength stuff. I feel like that's big in this game too.
Quality?
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Quality. Yeah. So there's a lot of quality weapons in this game. And a lot
Do they
of
have
a
like
lot of
a
radiant
stat
stuff.
requirements?
Oh yeah, yeah. Every weapon has
Okay.
stat requirements to use.
Can you use it even if you don't meet the requirement? Did you just use it badly?
I tried to two-hand a
I
weapon, and
know
it
you
didn't
can
work.
take it out and use it because I frequently take out weapons I can't use just to look at them, but I don't think they like do full damage. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I got a
No,
boss
no,
Big
that was-
weapon.
red X's on them over in the inventory.
That was
so.
kind of the fun of the Dark Souls 3 pick it up run was you can use the weapons, but if you don't meet the stat requirements, they don't work as well. But you can still use them, and that's kind of the thing. Like if you pick up a weapon that you can't use, you still have to use it. Kind of
Yeah,
rule
you
for
can do
my-
that in
my
this one, but
gimmicky thing.
you don't like the encounters and stuff in this world are designed so we are keeping up with the damage. I mean, it's real tough at some points later on, like when you're being hounded by like 5 to 15 mobs in an area. Like you kind of need to be able to take them down quickly. It's clearly designed for that. So
Yeah.
I would not really try to
there's-
do a run without
Well, I mean,
using weapons.
I'll test it out for a stream, see what happens.
Yeah. Did
See if
you
it's
spend
possible.
much time? There's a lot of things in this game that it does and has going for it. Did you talk about how when you're in the Umbral world, there's basically a ticking clock for how long you can stay in there and what happens if you stay in too long? I think
So
that's one of the cooler things they have.
It is pretty cool. It's also really nerve-wracking and kind of prevents you from like casually exploring it, which I don't know if that's the best thing.
Yeah.
But what it does is it'll keep, you get an eyeball that fills up and puts a little eyeball next to the timer. It'll fill up again and do another little eyeball. If it fills up again, you get this big red death light on you. And apparently you get invaded by like some kind of, I think people call it like the Dark Reaper or
There's
something.
like a boss. It's like Persona.
Anytime I see that, I just get the hell out. So I have never been in a position where it's like, hey, let's fight the Reaper. Like I'm like, nope, and you
Yeah.
know, like I'm out of there.
I had
So
someone
I
fight
don't-
him and he had a lot of HP. But now people are saying he's not that hard in my chat. So he is killable. And
Okay.
it ups the there's like a soul multiplier. They're not called souls in the game. Whatever. Is it
Vigor.
Valor? Vigor, yeah.
Valor,
Vigor is
Vigor.
the soul equivalent. And the more time that I think you're in the Umbral area,
It goes up.
it
ticks
goes up to 3x. And so you can farm souls very easily as long as you can kill that boss. Which is cool. I like that
Interesting.
mechanic.
I did not realize that. So
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't fear it. Oh, I'm gonna fear the Reaper.
I mean, for me, the scarier thing is the fucking eyeball that shows up. It looks like the Neversoft eyeball from like Tony Hawk
does.
days. And it's sitting there blinking at you and shit. It's terrifying looking. Yeah. Weird. Anyways, Lords of Fallen, I'm sure we'll talk about it again because you still got some time with it, and I'll eventually check it out.
I don't even know if I'll beat it before TwitchCon. I'm taking my time with it, man. The world is big and it's fun to explore, and I've been trying to get like everything I can in every place and explore all the locked rooms and stuff. So it's been awesome, dude. It's been a great Souls-like.
Cool. Zeke, you mentioned this earlier, and you were joined. Both of you played it, and were joined by my ex-husband, Strippin'. Gangs of Sherwood. Did this not go well? What was that comment that you had earlier? I'm very curious now.
I mean, I don't know what he was talking about. It didn't seem like that bad.
Well, you were the one that made the comment about because it was
I didn't
Nacon.
make the comment. That was you.
Yeah. About the publisher, I think, is Nacon, who also did the Daedalic chat GPT.
I just made that comment because of Gollum and how like you were shitting on it, and I was just making a joke shield comment. Like,
got it. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not bad mouthing you, Nacon. Sponsor me again. Yay.
I see. All. Okay. I thought it was the opposite where you were shitting on this game as well.
No.
What is this game? This game's not out yet. You guys got early access to it, I believe.
It's a demo. The demo's out.
Oh, the demo's out. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
What is going on here? What were the three of you playing? It looks like a kind of beat 'em up arena style thing. Is that close?
So it is a co-op melee focused beat 'em up, which you run through missions. It for me was like just a very hard okay. It's this weird kind of sci-fi steampunky Robin Hood thing. And it's just like for me, I was playing a character where every time he punched, like the camera would kind of whip around wildly, and like I had to punch a whole lot, and there's no way to turn off kind of the screen shake that comes with it. So it was the whole thing was kind of I don't want to say nausea inducing, but it's clear that they should kind of add some more controls for that. I think that'd be pretty great. But yeah, I mean, it was just okay. It was okay. I think that it's kind of a fun with friends situation. And, it was okay. I didn't really feel like it was doing anything particularly new. It wasn't, there was not like, let me play this over the past games that have done this kind of stuff. See how that works? Like whenever you attack, like the camera whips around, it shakes, and it was a little strange. But yeah, I think this is a good example of fun with friends where, I don't know if I'd ever play this solo, but if, Zeke or Strippin were like, hey, want to play this more? I'd probably be like, yeah, sure. It's fine. It's fun enough for that, for sure.
Yeah.
It's also one of those games where if you're we didn't play it solo, obviously, so I don't know how difficult it is, but it's one of those games where you will get your fucking ass kicked if not everybody in the party is there fighting at the same time.
Multiple times.
Yeah, we learned that right off the bat. Like someone was like, oh, I'm over here getting treasure. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go fight these guys, and then get their ass kicked. Like, can I get a revive? I'm down. I need a revive. So once we figured that out, it became a little bit more doable,
more tenable.
But like Ko said, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like it's very. It is kind of mid, but it looks good. It plays well. Like there's no real complaints about it, except for the fact that like it didn't grab me. Like
I mean, we've said it multiple times on this very show. Like that's one of the worst things a game can do is be boring, one way or the other. And it seems like that's kind of where this is, at least the demo, for what it's worth, is sitting.
And it is very strange that they like, because the first time I was like walked past, I was like, does that carriage have a fucking hover thing like the Matrix? Like it has a hover panel underneath it instead of wheels.
It's futuristic like, Robin Hood is the
What's that
it's
choice?
Like it's but at the same time it's not like super futuristic. So it's a very strange like hybrid position that it's in. I don't know, it's weird. A little steampunky, a little sci-fi. Yeah.
Well, and you get to pick from 4 playable characters, at least in the demo. Little John Friartuck, Maid Marian, and Robin of Locksley, and none of us picked Robin Hood because reasons. Because who picks Robin Hood?
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, and everybody has their different specialties. I will say though, it seems very much geared towards the people like they rank you at the end like Devil May Cry. They give you an A, B, C, D grade at the end of every like little encounter. And I was like, I felt like I was contributing and I was wrecking, but like I would get like C's and D's, and Strippin, who was playing Marion, would get like B's and A's like every time, because it's her weapon is more like a chain, like a whip sword combo thing, and it hits more people. So her combo meter stays higher, and I was using this huge fucking mace. So me like getting over to people was kind of an issue for me to like get the combos up, and that's how they kind of grade you, is on combos. So like if you care about that kind of shit and you want like high scores or the a good grade at the end of your thing, like it's a lot easier to do it with someone who is way quicker and has some reach. Because they were like, oh, I got a B, I got an A. I'm like, I got a D, and I was crushing. And this
B for dull.
Well, and this was shown at the very end of the mission, because they do like mission wrap up and they show like grades, blah, 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 blah. And then they show the one end grade. I got an S rank on the end grade because I apparently collected the most gold, and you collect gold by killing enemies.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were getting the final blows or something. Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Gangs of Sherwood. Mid. Drop frames review. Put it on the back of the box.
And it's also a demo, so like maybe the shit they got coming is gonna be great.
I think it launches in 2 weeks at the beginning of November. I remember seeing the launch day for it, so I don't got too much time to let it cook. You said the magic word though, demos. This past week, Steam was doing another Steam Next Fest. I think both of you did demo days. I know Zeke, you did multiple. Yeah. Let's rattle off your favorite.
November 2nd for Gangs of Sherwood, by the way.
November 2nd, not the
more
there you go.
specific date.
Tell me about your favorite demos here. People have a time of recording, like a day maybe to play them, I think, before they go away.
I was all about Enshrouded. I had a really good time in Enshrouded.
God damn it, yes!
Enshrouded is basically a more approachable Valheim, is what I would call it. It is a bit more progression focused, a bit more easy to kind of manage, a little more QOL-y, a little bit more guided version of Valheim, and it works. It really works. It's a super cool premise, and they do it pretty well. I actually I planned on doing a full day of demos the first day. Ended up playing Enshrouded for the whole 4 hours, and then at the end I was like, I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow. And then I realized before I came back that I was like, dude, I don't need to go back to that. Like I'm already 100% sold on that. Like I'm gonna when this game comes out in early access, like I'm gonna do a big full run just like I did in Valheim, and I'm good. I'm good for that. So
God, it doesn't look like shit too. Like this looks very
it looks really good. It has like a decent combat system. Go ahead.
I know you don't do a lot of co-op stuff, but if you wanted to like plan some co-op shit for this, like I would be down to do that with you, because you are absolutely correct. Like this felt like when I started building, it felt like Valheim. Like I was just like going around collecting shit. It was like the quest was always like there, like taunting me. I'm like, I'm not doing the quest until I build 4 walls and a roof. Okay. Real quick tip that was given to me, and I will give it to you. The building aspect of it is not as intuitive as Valheim. For me, it wasn't.
I agree.
The thing they need to do, and this I think it will solve a ton of problems. The thing they need to do is what they did in Valheim. Is if your little dot in the middle is pointing at the edge of something, so like this is a wall. If you're pointing at the edge of something, connect it there. It doesn't do that. it goes by the location of your player rather than the location of your cursor. So in order to connect it, you have to like back up and like move the camera around rather than put the dot where you want the connection to go. That needs a little tweaking. However, this right here, this is what I needed someone to tell me. It's like you have to build a foundation first and then the walls come easier. And that is absolutely the truth. Absolutely the truth. You can do it you can do it grid based or not grid based, meaning like free form, like you can put your walls like at like a weird kitty corner angle if you like, or you can do it, you know, grid, like you put the floor on the ground, it goes and it goes where you want it, or it goes like based on the world, like grid. Obviously do that. Don't do like the free form shit. It makes it.
You can do
it's
the
hard
grid, or you can do it improperly.
Yes, exactly.
Nice way to put it.
So like that's the only thing. Also, that's a foundation, but in the fucking pictures down at the bottom, I'm like, where is the floor? I started using ceilings for floor. Like, dude, you're using ceilings. I'm like, shit, where's the floor? I scrolled past that fucker so many times. Like, that's the foundation. That's a table. That is not the and I got shit for it. Like people in my chat were like, you have to look down.
You have to look down, and the foundation will move to the ground. If you look, because it lets you do multi foundations. So if you just like foundation,
but look
you're
just in the
up.
icon, like hotbar.
Yeah,
it looks like a table, and also, it's that just annoyed me. That's a minor thing that really annoyed me. And it also annoyed me that when you put the foundation in the ground, like the four legs on the side like disappear, but it costs more fucking wood than the flat roof does because of those fucking four sides. Like, stop that. Just give me a flat fucking hardwood floor. Sorry. Minor complaint, obviously. Major complaint, snap to corner connect.
Yeah.
That we need that. However, this game
build system
is addictive as fuck.
It is. The build system's also really interesting in terms of like it lets you do like small pieces of the wall or big pieces of the wall. It lets you kind of customize how you want to do that. It also has an NPC system, which Valheim doesn't have. So like one of the first things you do is you go out and you rescue a blacksmith, and then you have to build him a shop. And then once you move him in the shop, then he will start giving you more recipes and quests and things like that to go out and get things and do things and that kind of stuff, which was kind of fun. So there's also a whole gloom. I think they call it gloom, Zeke? A gloom mechanic. Where if you see a head,
the fog or whatever it's called.
If you see that fog on the front of my screen there, just a second ago, that whole area you go into, and then you get a time limit. Shroud. Thank you. And of course, how could I forget that with all the Shroud jokes that we got?
Enshrouded is the name of the game.
Yeah. So you can go in there and you can like break down. There's different enemies in there, different resources, and you have a time limit. And you can like go in there and fight like bosses. And there's like a bigger boss at the bottom, and then you can like break down the Shroud generator and do all sorts of stuff. So there's lots of progressive elements like that will keep you moving forward that involve that as well. You get a glider, which is super cool later. Like you get to actually glide around and stuff. There's a grappling hook. It's a very lots to do and see and build and things. And again, I only played 4 hours.
I played it for an hour and I went, if I don't stop right now, this will be the entire week. Like this will be the stream for today and tomorrow and the next day until I reach the end of the demo content. So I didn't get any of the blacksmith, the glider, nothing, because it started to feel like I started doing this. Like it started like
doing the I'm getting way too comfortable thing. Yep.
Sinking in, just like, all right, I'm gonna go collect some more plant fiber to make some more string to make some more so I stopped after an hour and I'm like, I'm buying this game and I'm putting hundreds of hours into it, probably, if it's anything like Valentine.
Wow.
I did that exact same thing. It just took me 4 hours. But that was essentially it. I got to the end where I was like, this is going to be the rest of the week if I don't like just stop doing this now.
So 2 questions. One I'm seeing in my chat a lot is the demo online / co-opable, or is it single player only? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
Good question.
Okay. It might say on the Steam page. I can verify here in a sec. And then second question I have for both of you. Do you guys think this has the X factor that Valheim did to have it just skyrocket in popularity?
I don't know if we'll ever see, like, it's one thing to be the first on the scene with this kind of thing. So I think Valheim had that going for it in a huge way. But that being said, this game is essentially like Valheim Plus.
Mm.
So I think a lot of players that maybe played Valheim or saw Valheim, but was like this, I don't quite know what I'm doing. I don't quite know where I'm going. You know, these graphics are a little bit weird. Like this is basically a more approachable version of that gameplay loop. With like some extra added stuff on top of it. So
cool.
I think it has the potential to be huge. Absolutely. Especially, to put it kind of bluntly, Valheim's production is very slow. So, I mean, these guys are, these devs are clearly kind of like, you know, I think they understand the kind of crunch they're on to get this out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And it's already in a very decent state. So if they can kind of wrap it up and put a bow on it and get it out quick, I mean, they could literally capitalize directly on the hype that Valheim has created, since we're not going to see Valheim for probably another year plus. I mean, they're just coming out with the next biome, Ashlands, and they've said that they want to do more than that, and it took them 6-9 months to do that. So yeah, they're kind of, you know, it's one thing to make a better version of a game. It's another thing to do that really, really quickly. So these guys are
That's
doing
awesome.
pretty well so far.
It's very exciting.
A couple things. For anyone wondering, no date, no release date yet, no price tag yet. Not sure how much it costs, at least not on Steam that I can see.
Okay.
It does have an early access tag, which I'm guessing means that they are going to release it in an unfinished state at some point, outside of the demo, like more than the demo, I would imagine, since there's an early access tag on it. I didn't read it. You can obviously read the early access thing, but I didn't read it yet. Also, I want to say, JP, can you pull up like the Steam page? Is that something like?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want you to look at the Steam page under the picture over top of the description blurb. Because I scrolled past that picture.
What am I looking for?
That's not the game I'm thinking. Just the picture above the blurb.
This right here?
It's right there. It's on screen. Yeah. I scroll past it every time. I'm like, what was that Valheim game? And I scroll past, I see that picture. I'm like, that's not it. That's not it. Like,
that looks more like Gangs of Sherwood.
Exactly. I was like, that's some Robin Hood action RPG shit. And it's like, oh, that picture is very misleading. It should just be a picture of someone with like a hammer in their hand. Wow. And, you know, like shirtless with like raggedy pants on, going, you know, like that's what it felt like.
Up to 16 players co-op. Wow. That's a lot more than just
also, somebody in my chat said Valheim has a 5-player dev team. These guys have a 50-player dev team, or 50-member. So
10x,
just to give you an idea about, that's a lot going on. Yeah, and there have been and were some issues with the demo performance that apparently the devs are working on. Some people didn't get great performance in the demo, but
cool. Well, that's
okay. So these devs are apparently the same devs behind Portal Knights, which apparently is pretty big. It has it has 15,500 reviews on Steam. So like maybe that's like part of the reason why their studio's bigger, is because they have a
successful,
fairly popular game already under their belt.
Yeah, looks kind of like a this Portal Knights here, not Enshrouded. It's like a tower defense Minecraft thing. It's got a massive amount of DLC for it as well. So
I'm glad they went away from this like cutesy chibi route, because that would have been a big negative for this guy as far as Enshrouded goes.
Yeah, I agree. I like the graphics, the way they did it.
Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Enshrouded, then go play that. I'm curious. I saw a bunch of different people play this, and I would think that both of you played it. The Robocop demo. Did either of you play that?
I did. I played it for 2 hours.
It's actually got a subtitle. It's Robocop Rogue City. Robocop : Rogue City. Subtitle: Dick Shooter Simulator.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is best went around and I shot every single person in the dick, because they do actually do like some of the NPCs or some of the people you shoot. They do this. Oh, and they
but the best is when you shoot them in the dick, but it has like the chest hit recoil effect. So you shoot them in the dick and their whole body flies backwards and hits the
Yes.
wall.
No,
That was
dick
actually
shots
amazing.
are just lower than headshots as far as lethality goes.
100%. Yes, you shoot.
Great.
It's a different kind of headshot. Yeah.
I'm scanning for the demo here.
So
I
this-
watched a
this
bunch of people
game
play it.
is-
It looked awesome.
Okay. Well, let's.
Is it
slow
not
down there,
awesome?
Tiger. So
Really?
uh,
I was like, this is
So-
exactly what I want from a RoboCop game.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. The game, it actually looks really good. It looks really good. But underneath the very good looking veneer, there's like some serious voice acting stuff, dialogue stuff, like animations sometimes don't connect. Like it's there's a nice veneer, but the more you play, the more like little weird things kind of stick out a bit. Also, I don't know about you, Zeke, but the mouse controls did not feel good to me. They felt like I had some like problems aiming, and I have enough problems aiming on good controls, and these like the mouse felt like it had some weird acceleration on it, just didn't feel good. But
Yeah, I thought it was my mouse, but I this new fancy one where I can just like click on it and lower the API. So
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I way lowered the API for sure.
So
Or DPI,
I mean,
whatever it is.
Don't get me wrong. Here's the
DPI.
big thing.
API, there you go.
Here's the big thing about this game that I kept having problems with. So a lot of the dialogue is very not good, and then a lot of that not good dialogue is not voice acted very well. There were
Have you
people
seen
in
the original
chat-
RoboCop?
Exactly. So the issue
Because
is
that's
I
kinda-
came into this game being like, okay, let's do it. This game looks beautiful, like high quality voice acting, high quality dialogue. Let's do it. And then immediately was hit with what I got. And then immediately was like, oh God, this is like not, this is a little weird. Like, I don't know about this. This isn't great. And then like after the first hour, I realized that chat's been screaming at me the whole time being like, no, this is 100% intentional. This is exactly, they want weird, awkward dialogue. They want poorly delivered lines. Like this is what they're going for. And for the record, have I seen the original RoboCop? Probably.
Years
but it was
ago?
so long ago. I did not at any point remember the campy weirdness of it. That did not
Dude,
factor
rewatch
into
it as rewatch
So
it.
I think I'm gonna
were you
have to.
Were you a kid when
Seriously.
you saw it?
I don't even remember if I don't remember if I've seen it.
Oh,
so if I
okay,
saw it,
okay.
I was probably like single
So,
digits.
I
Like,
guess
yeah, so
Terrible.
I have the affinity for
Dialogue
RoboCop
wise.
as a child because it was probably the first like rated
did you
R.
just pick up
film.
a hostage and use him as a shield?
Of course, it's fucking RoboCop, man. I saw this when I was a kid, and it was probably the first rated R film I had ever seen. And it was an 80s rated R film. And 80s rated R films were like unbelievably bloody and gory and just like crazy. And so I have the like, this was my entryway into that world, into that aspect. So I guess I have a interest in it from that regard. And in watching the gameplay of it, I think it was Gassy Mexican's channel. And watching the gameplay of it, it's that. It's literally like
that
a
is exactly
one-to-one
what it is.
of that.
Okay.
And he's like
So-
shooting people in the dicks and blowing people's fucking
Well,
legs off.
okay.
And like and the dialogue is stupid as shit. It's great.
As someone who
Okay.
liked I love the movies. It's cheesy, it's camp, it's very 80s. It's 80s futuristic, which is even better. The parts that they did well, they did very, very well. However, after you're done doing this mission,
Yeah.
you do this fucking RPG stomp around quests shit.
Yeah.
Like it slows down the action. Like there are some funny parts, like you go up to the I don't remember what the position is, the person that's in the front of the police station who answers like walk-in complaints or walk-in like stuff,
Front desk. Yeah. Something like
the
that.
front desk of the police station, right? And the guy's like, hey, Robocop, could you help me with these complaints? And like, okay, yeah. And you go up there and you get like three
Hey,
people in
Murph.
line, and you're sitting there like someone comes in like, my neighbor's cat is blah blah blah. And you're like, okay, that's pretty fucking funny. All right. However, there's like little dumb shit like hey, this drunk guy needs to go to the drunk tank. Pick him up and carry him there. You're like, okay, what's after that? Oh, that's it? Quest complete? Oh, fuck you.
Did you do the locker one? Where you open the
Yes.
locker and just like, yeah, that's the stuff that for me, I was very much just like, what?
It's
What
just
is
mundane
this? What am I
cop
doing
things.
right now?
It just fucking slows down the action. What
Okay.
you need to do is, in my opinion, what you need to do is mission brief, or debrief, new mission brief, go out and shoot some more stuff. Like, that's all you need to do. Don't give me this fucking side quest RPG bullshit. And if you're going to, at least make it Robocop shit. Don't make it dumb, like, pick up this thing and take it over there. Like, fuck off, man. I want to dick shoot, okay? Let me dick shoot. That's all I want to do in this game. I want to dick shoot and say cool lines. Or, cool, quote unquote, cool lines.
Cool.
And while it does have
yeah.
that, they put in some of this boring shit that's like, man, that's not Robocop, dude. That's just boring RPG shit. Don't do that.
Does he tell someone to potentially let go of an item, not using those words, if you know what I'm saying? See,
Drop it.
does he? Do we get a drop it?
I didn't get any like relines like from the
God
movie.
damn it! I wonder
But he
if
does
that's
have
like
some cool other
copyrighted.
lines.
Okay. The
I
drop it
said-
line is that's a go-to right there.
That
Go.
So I
clearly
was going through my stream going like, your move, creep.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course you were. You have to. You
Yeah.
got to do that. Yeah, it's great. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I clearly need to watch the movie again before I play this, like at a second time, because yeah, for me, I definitely it just felt a little weird and not high quality, and I think
Brawl
that
Joe?
may have been the exact intention, and I was not catching on to that, maybe.
Might be. Yeah.
So yeah,
This is what I'm talking about
Yeah.
right here. Like that you ask this guy, like, and you stand at this desk and you fucking just help people with their fucking complaints or their, they need a cop for this. But Brawl Joe from Coast Chat said it exactly. It's like, that's not Robocop. That's regular cop. Like, I don't want to be regular cop.
That was in kind of the
fucking RoboCop.
film, though.
Well,
That
okay.
was in the film.
So the thing
You don't put
about
a tank
this
behind
scene-
the desk and have the tank answer questions.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, so the big thing about RoboCop is you get choices between lawful or public trust. So every time you answer one of those things, it's like you either get points into lawful or points into public trust. So it's I don't know if there's different endings or different way the game plays or whatever, but that is what the point of that is to, like, identify what kind of playthrough you want to be doing. It's like a woman comes up and is like, hey, my child has been this woman comes up and she's like, hey, my child has been missing for 2 days. And RoboCop is like, well, that's unfortunate. He needs to be missing for 72 hours. And she's like, yeah, but can you just check for me? I'm really worried about him. And you can either say no, I'm not going to look, in which case you get lawful, or you can get public trust and be like, yeah, let me check the records for you. So I was like, yeah, let me check the records for you. And it's like, you've gained public trust. And then RoboCop goes, well, I just checked the records and a homeless guy came in 5 hours ago and he's dead and he's your son. And she's like, oh no. And that was the end of that.
Yep. And then I was just ready for him to go, next in line, please.
Yeah. I mean, it really was just like, well, I looked for you and he's dead.
Yep.
It was just like, oh my God.
There are some hilarious parts. Oh, and my first question, and I'm sure anybody who's a fan of the show, your first question might be, is it voiced by? Yes, it is.
yeah,
It's voiced
Peter
by
Weller.
Peter Weller.
Nice.
He is. Yep. He re-ups his role as RoboCop.
Nice.
So yes.
Do they have
That
is there like an origin story component to it, or do you just start as RoboCop?
Not in the demo.
Oh no, you start as
Okay.
RoboCop. Yeah.
Because the origin story of RoboCop is kind of seared into my brain as a child, because it's fucking gruesome. You get to see a dude just get shot the fuck up and holes torn. It's bad. So I'm curious if they put that into the game at all, or if you're just gonna start as RoboCop and like
They do immediately in the game start playing with the fact that he's like a robot, but at the same time he's starting to like have memories in the past. Like do you care if we spoil it? Like it's
it's
since you're
RoboCop.
asking-
I don't
Okay, I
care.
don't know if you're gonna play it. Yeah. So basically, at the slight spoilers for the RoboCop demo, one of the big issues in the game is at the end of the first area, he's like trying to apprehend this criminal, but he sees the criminal as his dead wife.
Oh,
So he like freezes, and then his partner has to come up and finish the situation, and somebody's recording with his phone when he's doing this. So then like the next thing is like people are interviewing the police chief, like why did Robocop glitch? What's going on? And that like becomes like a thing that's going on. So
got it.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
They touch on
was
that
a
a
thing.
little bit in the movies. I think there's only was there
it was a
three?
hostage. That's right. He saw the hostage as his wife. Yeah.
Got it.
So he
Okay.
couldn't like he like froze.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, not on their phone though, Co. This is futuristic 80s. They probably shot it on a VHS camcorder.
I mean, yeah, accurate.
Verily.
It's accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very
No
accurate.
widescreens in this as well.
Oh,
no
really?
widescreens in the
Everything's
future.
4x3.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Gotta
I
be.
like it.
Gotta be. That's I mean, why would you make it widescreen? It's silly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Same with Alien. I always love going back to those movies that are futuristic 80s movies, and you're going like, oh man, they're using green screen Apple IIe's. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to. Some of the best. What else?
I may have to try the game on release and approach it from a different angle because
You
I
should
feel
watch
like it
the-
would have been
You know, sit
feel like
down
it
with
would've been
your
a lot
kids and
better
watch
received.
the original
watch
RoboCop.
RoboCop. I know, right?
Scar him for life like I was, Co. It'll be great. It's a family bonding moment. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
Be fantastic. Anything else demo-wise that we should mention? There's a lot. There's always a lot.
I played
I
48 fucking demos.
Jesus. Okay, that's a lot.
But a lot of them I played for like 5 minutes and went, this sucks. Next.
Okay.
Yeah, there was quite a few of those, but I wrote down my standouts.
Okay. Well, we'll get those too. Co was going to go off on one.
I was gonna say Rocket Stone, the
yeah.
actual Deep Rock Galactic Survivor game, which is basically Vampire Survivors in Deep Rock Galactic, is awesome.
It's good.
It works. It's
Okay.
good. I enjoyed it. Like I really, really liked it. I was very, very surprised how together and working it is. So what's cool about this is not only is it a vampire survival style auto shooter, but you are a miner. So like you're actually going around and mining stone and doing little sub objectives, and you know there's a bunch of different weapons that are very similar to any Vampire Survivors fan. Lots of different enemies. There's boss fights. There's different classes. There's a meta progression. Like it's got all the components of a good auto shooter, but at the same time, you know, he's constantly making for Carl and Rock and Stone quips, and it's a huge amount of fun. If you like either Vampire Survivors or Deep Rock Galactic, I would strongly recommend checking this demo out. It's really cool. Yeah.
The really, like Co said, the really cool thing about this is it gives you something to do while you're auto shooting, meaning mining.
Big
like
time.
in order to like most auto shooter games, that's all you do is focus on auto shooting and damage. In this, it really benefits you to wander around the map and find like nodes of gems and stuff to mine, because the meta progression relies on different items require different stones. So you have to, it's not just one thing you're mining. You like anything you see, it's worth mining. And that's
Nice.
also a stat that they give you is like periodic upgrades.
Mine
You
speed.
can get like mining speed upgrade and stuff like that. And it's really cool because it encourages you to actually move around the map, and it gives you a slight objective other than survive, which is nice.
Awesome.
The whole thing is based also on extracting. So like as you move through a level, you're just like in DRG, you're in a level for a certain amount, you have to get certain objectives. The last one is usually like kill an elite. And then the second that's done, you have like a very limited amount of time to then make your way to the extractor before it leaves. So it's a nice little kind of bookend on that whole thing. You can also run the big name guy around and like do more farming if you want to and things like that. So it's surprisingly cool how well DRG as a franchise fits into the auto shooter archetype, and also brings like fun new mechanics on top of it that really kind of fit what they already have.
And for those of you pointing it out, it is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Yep.
Why did I type? I just was like Deep Rock Galactic. Oh yeah, Rock and Stone. That's
I mean, that's what it should have been called. So you know, yeah.
There's no other words after Deep Rock. You say Rock and Stone. That's how it goes. Yeah. Sorry. Is this the most successful studio to take a stab at the Vampire Survivor style?
Nope.
What else?
That'd be V Shoujo.
Oh, is that with what? Wait, what do they have?
The one that we were talking. The one you played.
Holocure
Yeah.
is
No, that's not V Shoujo. I'm sorry. That's the other one.
That's Holo Live. Yeah.
Holo Live.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Holo Live.
But
I'd say that's probably the most successful re-skinning of an auto shooter.
Well, I guess
I looked into that after our last show and was baffled by how
it's
wild. It's
fucking huge. Yeah. It's
that guy would be
huge.
like a multi-millionaire if he had monetized that, like by far. I don't know if he already is, but the amount of people.
He doesn't charge for it. No, he is.
It's wild.
Told people he will not sell it. I was just saying, like, there's no AAA. We haven't had like the Blizzards or the Riots of the world take a stab at
not really
this stuff that I've seen. I wonder what a AAA version of this style of game looks like, if that's even a formula that could exist.
I don't know.
With a shit ton of money behind it. I don't know,
dude. I mean, I'm saying, like, I don't know if I'd like it'd have to be well made, but if it was, I'd play a shit ton of like a Marvel Survivor.
Now we're talking. Now, what if we played some?
You do all the different classes, like based on the
Zeke.
hero.
I'm 5 away. How's your Marvel snapping going? How's that?
I gave up on Marvel
I know
Snap
you
because it
I know
had
you
the
did.
same thing with Magic. It was just like
You got to get the newest cards. Yeah.
new things come out. You're fighting the same decks every single time.
Yeah, it's
You're
pretty
fighting
I know.
meta deck
As
every
someone
time.
just said in chat, the microtransactions are endless into a potential auto shooter for Marvel.
Unlock a new gun for $4.99.
Unlock a new character, like a new costume. But real quick, somebody asked this in chat, and just to
How
quickly
much
address
money
this,
are
anyone
we
that hasn't seen
talking?
it. Only $14.99 per skin,
that's
and
not
5
that
available
bad.
per
I
of the
mean,
39 characters. I think it's a great deal.
Okay.
Anyway, so what we're talking about is auto shooters, and auto shooters are there's lots of different ways to call them, but Vampire Survivors was kind of the most recent
Survivor-like
auto shooter. An auto shooter is basically a game where there's very little aiming. Some auto shooters now incorporate aiming, but most of the time the game shoots for you. They're also called bullet heavens, if you've ever heard that. But the short of it is, generally you get a bunch of power-ups, your character does all of the shooting itself, and you just kind of move it around while it blast everything. So it's auto shooting. Yeah. So
Yep.
Cool. That's that. Zeke, let's rattle off some a bunch of them. Let's just rattle through them.
Okay.
Tell me yes or no.
We don't really need to.
Or I guess tell me the yeses.
Put
Let's
up
go
any
with that.
video or anything, but I have some standouts and some super standouts. One that I really would be remiss if I didn't bring up, and a lot of strategy people are really enjoying it, and we can't wait for the full release, me included. It's called Backpack Battle.
I haven't tried that. Is it good?
Battle or
Backpack Survivor?
Backpack
Battles. Backpack Battles.
Plural.
There we
plural.
go. Yep.
Backpack Battles. I was immediately turned off by the aesthetic because I'm like, I hate this drawing style. It's too cute. But the strategy in it is fucking great. If you ever played, what was that other backpack game? Like Backpack RPG
Backpack
or
Hero.
something like that? Backpack Hero. There you go. It's a lot like that. You have a backpack that you can add spaces to, but you basically take your character who has a pack, and you buy items to put in the pack, and how they're arranged in the pack affects how much damage you do. So the gist of it is, take your backpack, load it with shit, battle other people's builds, and that's the game.
Other players?
Yes, other players' builds.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize it was a PvP game.
But you don't, not at the same time. Their builds are
still,
just,
I mean,
yeah. Async PvP. Thank you. That's a great way to put it. So yeah, you just take your build against other people's build, and that's how there's ranks, so you can climb ranks. But it's very much, it gives me the same kind of feeling that TFT used to, where it's like, all right, I'm going to make my team as best I can, and I'm going to take it against this other guy's team or other person's team, and see if my team is as good as I think it is. So like, you get a scythe, you put a mushroom next to a scythe, it becomes something else, whatever. And there are builds with, like, they have names like a poison build, a debuff build, a crit build, blah blah blah. There's only 2 classes thus far. There's the cutie with the scythe and the cutie with the bow. Those are the 2 fucking classes you have. The cuteness notwithstanding, the strategy is fucking great. Because like you'll put a banana in your backpack and you know like, okay, any food next to another food gets a 10% bonus on activation. So the banana will activate every 3 seconds, but if I put 2, like a mushroom and a blueberry by it, that means it'll activate 20% faster, so on and so forth. And that's for every weapon. Now, not only that, but some items have like a spread. So like that flute you see in the bottom right of my backpack, that flute has a conical spread of squares that say like every item that is hit by this conical spread of squares in my backpack will affect the flute.
That was close.
So you want to arrange your flute so that the spread is hitting as many different items as possible. Now some items only interact with other items. So you put like the flute, or you put like the rock by a banana. Neither one are going to activate because the rock helps weapons and the banana helps food. So you have to. It's like that. It's like Tetris, strategy, all that stuff. You get money to spend on new backpack slots or new items. There are so many different synergies to explore. That's
a cool game. It's unique
relatively deep strategy. And like you sit there and look at it and go like, you just sit there and stare at it like, okay, what if I need to put this by this, but this by this? Okay, would this benefit from being by this more? And then there's also what's the name of it? They meld together. Like if you like see that globule guy?
Yes.
He was blue.
The Dippin' Dot.
But yes. Globby. Let's just call him Globby.
Okay.
I took blue Globby into a battle and he had 2 poison mushrooms next to him. When he comes out of the battle, those mushrooms, you can kind of see them. The mushrooms are inside him now, and now he's poison Globby. So smart. You take something into battle that has a synergy, and when you get out of the battle, they become one thing. So like you take a whetstone in with a dagger, you come out, the dagger is like a sharp dagger or something like that.
That's cool.
The whetstone is gone, but the dagger is way better now. So there's that shit too. Like as you're going on, you'll see like people like you will beat the shit out of some backpack, but that's because they had synergies they were waiting on. Next time you fight them, or if you see them again, or next fight they'll kick somebody's ass because the synergies have taken place. So like you'll go into some battles like going, okay, I'm gonna lose this one, but after I come out, I'm gonna have a holy sword, I'm gonna have a poison Globby. Like it's gonna be fucking, I'm gonna wreck. And sometimes you do. It's great.
Is this game out?
But yeah, those little stars. You see those little stars by the items? That's what I'm talking about. That's how it shows like what squares it will affect.
Got it. What was that, Co?
Is this game this is the demo? Obviously, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Is there an early access as well, or like when is it coming out?
It says April 2024.
April 2020. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yep.
Thank God. I've got time.
No,
I can already tell that this game will be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic little time waster. Or time waster. I gotta come up with something different. To say the time
spender.
Time spender. There you go. It's really fun. And the thing is, it's once you go into battle, it's auto. So like you build up your backpack and then you send your character to battle with other people's builds.
Nothing you do.
And you don't have to press any buttons. No, you just watch it like, okay, the poison's working, vampirism isn't working as well as I'd like, blah. And then you get like, you just watch it happen. You're like, okay, I need to build this up, take this out. This isn't working, yada, yada, yada.
Auto battlers are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Time sync. There you go.
Planned auto battlers, whatever you want.
Time sync. That's an even better one. Yep.
Cool. I didn't have the name up. What backpack? What?
I always have it up there.
Oh, it's up there
on the screen.
Yeah, it's right there. Cool. Backpack battles. Great. Sorry about that.
That's smart.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Credit where
Now
credit's
let's give me the winners here.
Okay, winners. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the engineer. I did a little bit of the engineer, which
Okay.
is it's a funny, like a little bit of like quappy human fall flat. But you take like wood and nails and stuff like that, and you take your guy who is like difficult to control, and you try and like do these mini goals. It's like every level has like 5 goals. It's like first goal, walk your guy into this cube. Second goal, walk your guy across this gap somehow, and you have to build like a platform for him to walk across, and so on and so forth. The only problem I had with the engineer is, yeah, and it's spelled with a J, ENJENIR, spelled wrong.
Engineer.
Yeah. And the only problem I had in this game was if you're trying to build like a flat surface, you know how when you want to crop a picture, you place your dot and you drag it, and you drag it from the corner. For some reason, when you're trying to build like a flat wooden platform, you fucking drag it from the middle of the platform. So you don't drag the 4 corners, you drag it like you start here and you drag it like this.
Huh. Okay.
Instead of like this, you know? And it's just so fucking frustrating. Like that part just really, really upset me.
Yeah.
But it's really involved, and it's like a game for like engineers. But it has a potential to be very funny.
Cool.
Let's see. What is another winner here? Let me just make sure, because there's a lot of them. Out of Hands. If you want to play that demo, it's a very, very weird turn-based RPG, I suppose. But you you play as a dream character whose eyes, nose, and mouth are all made out of hands, and it's a weird telling of an emotional story of the main character. It's kind of like a psychological journey, like a lighter version of like Disco Elysium. It's like that kind of like you're talking to yourself, different aspects of your brain are speaking to you about like things that have happened in your life. This is it right here. Yeah. And
I don't like
the
this.
gameplay aspect is you
This
are
is
battling, you're battling things like, her smile, the memory, you're battling the memory of her smile. You're battling the memory of a moment you guys shared and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird, but very, very cool. I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. The thing that this does well that a lot of weird games don't is that it has a solid gameplay. Like it starts off slowly, but you like you pick a weapon, you can choose to defend, you get upgrades. Like the RPG element is handled very well. Moving on, let's see. Oh, Headbangers was pretty fun. It's a pigeon rhythm Fall Guys, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard about this.
Yeah.
We saw this at one of the events. Yeah.
Yep. You go head to head against other people in rhythm games, and other people meaning like a group. I don't know how big the groups can get, but like I think it's like 20 or 30.
What's the title of it again?
But Headbangers.
Headbangers. Okay.
Yeah. But you go against other people in rhythm games, and people are eliminated like Fall Guys. Like 10 people eliminated first round, 5 in the second round, 5 in the third round, so on and so forth, until you get like a rhythm showdown at the very end. And the games are pretty fun. There's like, just like Fall Guys, there's like, oh fuck, I hate this one. But there's also,
I love
most
how
of them are
you
like,
got emotional just looking at it. Like you're not even playing. Just I hate this one.
Yeah, this one sucks.
Oh.
but most of them are like, okay, I like this one. This one's good. And it favors the people who not only have the best rhythm, but also can do multiple things at once. So like that record one you saw, there are 4 buttons, but a lot of them happen at the same time. You can do it in one go, but it's difficult. So you're better, like for me, I was better off focusing on like, okay, I'm just going to do the A and X commands until it comes back around, and then I'll do the Y and B commands on the next go around. But if you're good, you can do all 4 buttons at the same time. So like you can actually, skill does actually play a part in if you win. However, I booted it up and like 4 people and then 17 bots.
Ah,
You know, like
yeah, it makes sense.
you need a lot of people playing it for it to be, you know, for it to be fun. But they, you know, if you want to just check out the demo and see what the games are like, I had fun playing the demo. It was good.
Cool.
Not excellent, but worth a look.
Yep.
Let's see. Yep. I played Ghost Runner 2. It's great. First person parkour.
Yeah.
More Ghost Runner.
Fast-paced. Yeah. Yep.
Short and sweet.
A new Paper Trail, which is a new
I think
cozy puzzle game where you are a lady on a 2D surface that is a paper, and you can take a corner of the paper and fold it over and make a new path. Or you can take the top of the paper and fold it in half. Or you can take like, so every square of the screen you're in, every square of the panel you're in has 8 places you can fold. So the top, bottom, 2 sides, 4 corners that you can fold over and make. And sometimes you have to fold like 2 times, 3 times in order to open up a path. So it's a really neat, cozy puzzle game that I enjoyed. Next one. Oh, Talos Principle 2.
yeah, looking good.
Looking good,
Solid.
man. Yep, looking like Talos.
Glad to hear.
If you like Talos 1, you're gonna love this one too.
Cool.
I played. I don't know how to say it. Jusant or
Yeah.
Juice Ant.
Yeah. Is that good?
You can play just some Juice Ant.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's pretty good. It's a climbing. It's the whole game is just about climbing
Yeah.
and discovering pieces of plot. So you start at the bottom of this huge spire, and
I
like,
played this one.
you know, obviously it's huge. But you have like a suction cup carabiner that you put on the wall, and you climb a little bit, put another one, climb a little bit more, get up to a spot that's flat, climb all the way up, discover some story stuff. Like they leave little, like, you know, tidbits behind about what happened and you know, messages and mail between people who lived on this huge spire. And you kind of uncover, like, it seems like it's going the route of the environment, like everything fucking burned up because we fucked up the place and now we have to live here. Kind of an idea, but it's basically abandoned and you just climb and climb and climb. The climbing mechanic is right trigger, left trigger. It's like, it reminded me a little bit of like climbing mechanics in VR games where you like grip, let loose, grip, raise hand, grip again. But there is some other stuff. There's a lot of swinging, a lot of like you crouch real low and then you go woo and you jump up and grab the next thing. So there's a lot of that. I will say though, it kind of took a little bit of the edge off. That it's difficult to fall off in this game. It's difficult to die, like in this game.
Yeah.
Like
no
I
failure
tried to
state.
well, they give you these little like wooden bridges to like run on. And I'm like, all right, I wonder what happens. And I was like trying to run off. There's an invisible wall. I'm like, God damn it. Okay. So there's
It's
no
definitely
real
a
danger.
cozy game. It's not like a
Yeah.
not like a simulator. It's meant to just be,
Sure.
you know. Yeah.
Yep.
It's I thought the same thing when I played. I thought it was going to be a little bit more I mean, you're literally like free climbing kind of with just this little suction cup thing holding on. I thought I was going to be, you know, succumbing to gravity many times, as I often do. But no, it's you don't really at all, honestly.
Yeah. There's really no danger, so just take it easy. If you have a fear of heights and falling, like you don't like games like Only Up give you like the icky acrophobia feeling, like don't worry about that in this game. Like you might get the acrophobia feeling, but just keep in mind that it's hard to fall off. You have to really try. Let's see. Next one I played was American Arcadia, which is a cool it looks like it's in the 70s. Like everybody's wearing bell bottoms. The colors are very 70s colors, but apparently it takes place in the present, perhaps. But it is it's like a 2D like Limbo or Little Nightmares or that kind of stuff. It's 2.5D, meaning like you mainly go like this, but sometimes like during certain scenes or panels, you can like move up and down a little bit within the flat plane,
or
whatever. But it's mostly all done in profile. But it's got great voice acting, a pretty neat story. The guy Yuri whatever Spider-Man, he voices the main character.
Oh, Yuri Lowenthal, nice.
Yep, he voices the main character. He's very good. So that's quality there. Obviously, it's just a demo, so there's not a lot to it yet, but there are these. It does switch. That's right. I forget. You do switch between two characters in the demo. The dude, which is all profile, and then the lady that's on the phone with him. It basically starts out very Matrix. It's like, hey, I've got some information to tell you, but I'm going to be real mysterious about it because I can't tell you all of it right now. And the guy's like, oh shit, okay. She's like, okay, now run. And you're like, okay, I'll run. It's like, why are these guys chasing me? It's like, I'll explain it all later. It's like, okay, thanks.
As you do.
But then you switch to the lady, and she is first person. So it does mix mechanics from time to time. But it's very well written, very well voice acted, and it's bright and colorful.
Great.
Let's see. The Last Faith. I'm trying to run down these as fast as I can by giving them at least a little bit. Last Faith. What the fuck? Oh, Last Faith. If you liked Blasphemous. If you like Blasphemous, that
yeah, I saw the trailer.
Metroidvania kind of
look cool.
If you like Blasphemous, you'll probably like this. It's very similar gameplay. It's a Metroidvania, kind of same gothic style. A little less heavy on the religious like connotations, but still very good. It's a tad more Castlevania than Blasphemous as far as like what you're fighting, subject matter, that kind of stuff. But all well done, all the same. Different. You get different builds, different weapons. Like it's showing. It's doing a good job of showing you all the different shit you can do. What else? Worth a mention. Let's see. Which one was Spell Rogue?
Spell Rogue?
Oh, Spell Rogue. Yes, Spell Rogue, one word.
ROGUE.
Yep. Spell Rogue is did you like Slay the Spire? Then you'll probably like Spell Rogue. It's very much the same. It's not exactly the same kind of game. Definitely the same feeling of playing that. It is a deck builder. It has dice involved in it. So like you don't draw cards, you just have a hand. So there's no drawing and discarding, but there is like you have a certain number of cards that you're allowed to have in your hand, and you'll see like a number above the card. You at the beginning of each round you roll 3, or if you have upgrade you roll more, but you roll d6s. You take the d6s, and that's the cost of casting this spell. So you take the d6 and you put it in here. This is a 6 cost spell, or it'll take any dice from 1 to 3, and you can use that spell, so on and so forth. And you get more spells. You can eliminate spells. You can eliminate spells in order to dissolve them into dust to upgrade cards you already have, so on and so forth. Very much, very, very Slay the Spire. And I enjoyed it a lot.
That's from the Deep Rock Galactic publishers.
Ghost Ship?
Yeah. It's the different devs, but same publisher.
Very cool.
Okay. Let's see. Reveal.
Let's do one more.
Oh, one more? Oh, if I do one more, then I will do. Yeah, you know what? I haven't done I played a lot of horror games, and they range from like mid to just garbage shit.
Yeah.
But Reveal, Reveil, Reveal, narrative first-person psycho thriller game that focuses on story, puzzles, and exploration. Very well done. It looks good.
Oh yeah,
It's
I saw the
creepy.
trailer for this on.
Takes place. A
Lyric
lot of
Stream.
it takes place in a circus. So if you have a clown thing or like that kind of shit, this will creep you the fuck out. But it's very, very like it's a horror game with the psychological shit. So you'll see like stuff will change, stuff will be out of place, so on and so forth.
The trailer had like alt rock music playing, which did not lend to the scariness of this. The game's scary.
Oh.
I mean, I'm terrified of alt rock.
A lot of people are.
It's not,
my wife included. Yeah.
It's not scary. It's uneasy. Like it gives you that feeling of unease. Not there. I mean, there's a couple of very minor, very, very minor jump scares, but they're not really jump scares. They're just like sudden thing happen, but it's not like going to fucking blow your ears out like some games do. This one is just like, sort of loud noise, and you're like, oh, okay. But the star of it is the feeling of eeriness and unease and creep.
Awesome
feeling. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Probably the standout as far as the
Spook
myriad of horror games that I played.
Cool.
But yeah, Reveil.
Reveil, yeah. Reveil.
Yep.
I will say, if you want to see all of the demos that Zeke and both Code played, you can go to Zeke's Twitch page and go to the video section and filter by highlights. His mods have them all sectioned out by game. If you want to see all those,
how
there.
cool, man. GTZ,
Do they have like 5-minute ones too? I didn't even look. Do they leave those
Yes.
ones in?
Okay. What is this?
So you can see the ones. Check out the 5-minute ones, because that's where I go, this game fucking blows. I'm done.
Look for the ones. There's parentheses right before the title that says garbage.
Yeah, like The Vengeance of Mr. Peppermint. That was a 9-minute VOD for that one. So very, very quick. Yeah. And then if you want to see, Ko also put up a lot of his stuff on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, so you can go watch all the demo.
Yeah, it kind of
VOD
sucks
there.
because like we've got Nopetober, so I've been trying to play a lot of scary games, and then demo days on top of that, and then releases on top of that. So it's kind of like, I think we just all need to get together and move Steam Next Fest out of October. And
I was surprised when they announced it. Yeah,
just do scary games. Yeah, I didn't even. There was like some scary games I want to talk about too, like Killer Frequency and some other fun stuff. But
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
and there's even more big releases coming out. We got Spider-Man 2. We've got City Skylines 2.
We do.
We've got
both those. Those are all next Friday.
Like 2 more. Yeah, there's 2 more coming out, right?
Alan Wake is
Alan
2
Wake
weeks.
2. There's the big one.
A week from Friday.
This kind of went under the radar. Were any of you excited for Alone in the Dark?
I don't have that much of affinity for the original, but I am excited.
I played the original. I was super pumped. They kicked it to like January.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like here for freaking Halloween, and they just like were like, oh, by the way, it's coming out January now. It's just like super stealthy under the radar.
Yeah.
I was very very sad by that. Yeah. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've not been playing. I didn't do any demos. I've just been playing through the Spider-Mans, and I'm very glad I did. I forgot a lot of stuff that happened in that game from a story perspective. So I'm finishing up the DLC today/tomorrow. Then Miles Morales is like a stream probably on Wednesday, and then all set for the release on Friday for the Spider-Mans 2.
It's Friday. Oh man, I'm gonna be out of town. Balls.
Friday for Spider-Man, and City Skyline 2 is Friday as well, and Mario Wonder is Friday as well. The next big Mario, let's say the next Mario game. Let's go with that. The next Mario game implies something else, I think. But yeah, a Mario game comes out on Friday. And then the other thing, we don't have to spend much time on it because I didn't play any games. I don't have any plans to play any games. I got a Quest 3. I was talking to you guys before this. I got a Quest 3 purely for the ability to just walk around and see what VR is, because I haven't messed with VR. I don't think any one of us have messed with VR in a very long time because there's just no games for it.
No games.
I got it because I just like having access to my PC anywhere in my house and having as many monitors as I have in my studio. And so I put on the headset. I've got 8 monitors that is just a 1-to-1 of my desktop setup downstairs. I can just wear it whenever I want. It's kind of great. I don't know if it's worth $500 great for everyone to buy, but it works 1-to-1. It's super lag free.
Could you like play a game?
Yeah.
On one
Oh,
of the
you can play.
and it would...
Yeah. So it has AirPlay and it plays over your wireless. You have to have pretty strong wireless. I actually had to get some proper extenders for my wireless here in the house, but I can like walk upstairs, lay in bed and boot up Beat Saber and play Beat Saber as if I was on my computer. And it uses my computer's hardware to stream that to me. And so it doesn't even use the hardware in the Quest. Or you can also use the hardware in the Quest and have it play.
Can you have somehow have a keyboard? Like how do you interact with the computers? Can you have a keyboard and mouse with you, or
so it's got like a virtual keyboard and it's got the 2 controllers. I think they do have plans to like have a proper keyboard to where if it's on a flat surface you can just start typing. But yeah,
okay,
it's there's some things for it. He's getting ready for his RP, is what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm running over. But
cool.
The last thing I will say on it, so we were joking about Apple, and they're putting out that $3,500 headset. Playing the Quest 3 or using the Quest 3 in the way that I have used the Quest 3 the past 72 hours in terms of like setting up basically a mini office, kind of sold me on what Apple's trying to sell everyone. I just don't know if it's worth $3,500. But second, third, fourth iteration, if that price drops, I could see that being a really fucking cool thing. If they can deliver on what they're trying to do, it could be really cool.
Well, it's interesting because I was just thinking kind of the same thing. If I could easily like bring a headset around my house and that would be my entire computer setup and I could just sit down at my couch and like sit there.
That's exactly what it is.
I mean, the Apple camera looks down, right? Like they've got one of the cameras. So if it could like detect my fingers, like I'm on a virtual keyboard and that actually worked well. And if I had like a virtual mouse and I could just, like move my hand around on like that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. That's how I'm kind of using this right now. Last question, then we'll do shoutouts. How does it feel on your head for long periods of time? Well, it's funny you asked that. I was telling these two guys, I fell asleep wearing my headset last night. And so it was on for, I don't know what time it was. Let me tell you, it's really weird waking up wearing a VR headset. You're a little bit confused, especially when you take the headset off and it's completely black in your room because everyone's turned off the lights and gone to sleep and no one told you a thing. So yeah, weird experience. Definitely a first for me. Let's do some shout outs and call it a show. Zeke, we'll let you go first. That way you can get out of here and do your RPing. Whoa, your camera's on. I'll work on this. Man. You work on you.
Okay.
Some shout-outs.
Thank you guys for showing up. My name is Ezekiel3rd. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you to ConeJP for being the co-host every week. If you want to check me out, I'm on every day, usually at 10 a.m. Pacific, except Mondays, playing all kinds of different shit. I will be leaving for TwitchCon. My last stream will be Wednesday, and then I'll be gone from Thursday until Sunday. And then I'll be back that next Tuesday if you want to know my stream schedule. Thanks for watching. And if you want to check out some Blade Runner RP, doing some Blade Runner TTRPG over on twitch.tv/table story. That's why I got the shirt and tie on, because I'm a hard-boiled detective who is a Blade Runner. So, all right. See you next time. Bye.
Fantastic. Have a good time at TwitchCon, Zeke, if I don't talk to you before then. We'll see you.
Thanks, homie. See you guys.
See ya. Co. What do you got going on?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ko. I am still very much in a Lords of the Fallen hole, so I will be doing that probably for the next couple days as we go from there. Also, my cozy streams have been taken over by EverQuest Quarm, so I'm back in EverQuest playing on the Quarm server. If you're interested in that, it is a free EverQuest server that just opened a couple weeks ago. It's super active, got a very cool community. If you are an old EverQuest fan and want to play on a free server, there's a Quarm command in my channel that will show you how to install that and everything. But yeah, I'll probably be back on playing that a little bit tonight. My druid just hit 9. Woo! But that being said, a lot of Lords of the Fallen, and then I'm gone to TwitchCon from the 18th to the 23rd. There'll be a whole bunch of reruns on my channel if you want to hang out there. And then when I get back, we've got all sorts of big releases. Probably going to finish LOTF. Got Alan Wake 2, City Skyline 2, just a whole bunch of stuff. So it should be fun as always. Appreciate your time and see you not this week on Drop Frames, but probably the week after.
Yep. I will try to, again, I got to see who's not going to TwitchCon, and typically you do that by just seeing who tweets that they're not at TwitchCon and or at TwitchCon. So that I won't know if I'm doing a show next week till probably Thursday, if not Friday. But I'll update you guys via Twitter for folks that want to tune in. And as always, the VOD will go up at youtube.com/itmeJP like this one will here in about 30 or 40 minutes if you want to give it a sub. Currently playing through Spider-Man 1. We're doing the DLC. I'm going to play a little bit after this, finishing up Miles Morales in plans, I guess, to play the second one on Friday. We'll probably check out City Skylines. I will not be going to TwitchCon, so I'll be streaming all next weekend. And then we'll see where we go from there. I think that's it. I think we're good. I think that's a show. Zeke didn't do a funny face. I'm very sad. He should have done a funny face.
It's a very...
Yeah. I've never seen Zeke look so professional. Funny enough. Why can't we get him to wear a shirt and tie? Unbelievable. We got to talk to him. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Probably, at least I will. If you're going to TwitchCon, make sure to say hi to Co and Zeke. For now, we're out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.